Yeah, show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was renting, now I'm collecting rent. Run it up. First it with the Beamer, now I want the Benz. Spending all the bag like here I go again. Outside says the chirp, now the camera phone. Told you I'ma keep the channels on. Why you acting different when the camera's on? Why you acting different like your paper long? 8 day wake up and I thank God. Bad decision got you wishing you could say nah. My city gritty, you could get hit any day now. On my mama, I'ma move my family way out. With some 20s, 50s, hundreds, thousands, millions, billions, trillions, zillions. I'm talking Amazon money, talking so much money I could mess around and buy Amazon. I been winning, I'm like, why me? I heard these labels wanna buy me. I don't need you, boo, I style me. I roll G's and they grind me. Now I'm on my game, nothing is the same. Who am I to blame? Money made me change. Cardi in my ring when I'm switching lanes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Money in the carry on them Boeing planes. Now I got a buck for all those rainy days. Ain't have a day off in like 80 days. I got hustles in like 80 ways. Kids if he won't take a lazy day. Wifey on me told me take a break. I keep going to the paper straight. Then it's trips out to Montego Bay. If I take the job, bet I'll get it done. I said it before, I'm a one-on-one. I just caught some ones, only wearing ones. Fornicate the funds, money made me come. Diamonds on your neck, bet they on your neck. You want that watch, you better rock a tech. You want that chain, you better cop a vest. You want the check, but can you make it stretch? Took so many years, I'm just waiting for the wins. I'm in debt to no one but the one who took my sins. I do it for real, there's no reason to pretend. If I do it once, I do it again. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told you I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. I do roll like a Mack truck, country heart, I might cop a farm and go act up. Lot of scars, I was cold-hearted, now I'm backed up. Keep it real, I do this once a month, I don't rap much. I just take the money and go stack up. Only buying car to get tatted up. All that other bull, it don't matter much. You only climb me, I put the ladders up. No fault. I done doubled up on the workload. I think I fell in love with the bankroll. Pray up, get money, then we lay low. Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up, bankroll, euro, peso, add it up. I'm just doing me, everything is on me. Oh, you matter what? Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up. Add it up. Told her if it's all me, everything is on me, gon' back it up. Matter what? Told ya I'ma do me, why you hating on me? It's not adding up.
Yeah, show him I can still rap though.
Now I'm in the game, I was on the bench. First I was writing.
The voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117. And you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.
He is. So.
And what is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the next podcast. That is right. We are live right now. It is good to see everybody in the chat. What is going on, people? Yes, I did the damn thing. I did my stunt driving from work to get home, get everything set up to be here for you guys. And of course, to be here with this incredible panel. And I think somebody left the screen door open in the back because somebody creeped in. We got a guest tonight. I can't even call him a guest. He's part of the family, pretty much. Usually we see him in the chat, but tonight you're gonna hear him, and you're gonna hear him talk about old games. I can almost guarantee that. But before we get into the intros, guys, you know what to do. You gotta hit that thumbs up button. You gotta share this show out on social media. You gotta let people know this is where to be on Thursday nights. We are here with the next podcast. Some awesome topics as well, man. We are talking about the Xbox Bethesda Showcase, which was announced today. I saw that when I was at work, and I was like, yes, we all knew it was coming, but now we get to kind of think about what we want to see when it comes to that show. Sony getting more and more anti-consumer the deeper we get into this generation, which is really interesting. We're going to dive into that as well, and maybe touch on The Mandalorian and the possibility about that being an Xbox game. But we got to get into the intros, guys. And first, I'm going to go to the Lone Star State. I'm going to go to this man. We are going to need this man tonight because when it comes to the business side of things, I will let you know that the business side of gaming, I rely on this man to kind of tell me what's going on and what are the possibilities moving into the future when it comes to certain, gaming business activities. Of course, it is Predator. What is going on, bro?
What up, man? I'm just sitting here trying to get my YouTube set up real quick, but not much, man. Been working on this OnlyFans thing for Dark, and now Sir X-Man's jumping on the fucking OnlyFans train. So thanks, boo.
Yeah.
Anytime for you, bud. Anytime for you. But you need to look at your screen because you got stuff up there that's going to get you in trouble with YouTube.
Oh, no, so that's all censored. There were stars, okay? There was no nipples, okay? Like, I will
just
fight.
wanted to double check, bro.
I will fight it. No nipples, man. Hashtag no nipples, guys.
All right. Just looking out for you, my friend.
No, I appreciate it. Man. You didn't know, but that was actually recorded from Crispy's laptop. That was what we had to clear it out, man. It was just
I thought he was playing Fallout 4.
He said he might be jumping into Elden Ring. But speak of the devil, let's get into his intro because he is the inventor, dare I say, creator of hashtag Crispy Truth. You guys know it. You use it on Twitter. Come on, don't lie. What is up, Crispy? How you doing, bro?
Did I just hear blasphemy coming from Sir X-Man's voice?
Well, you didn't say Fallout 76, so that
No, Fallout 4 is great.
He could have went low.
Well, then he's just been watching what I have played, the prior days. So maybe you're.
I have an Xbox app, okay?
He's stalking you on Xbox, is what he's trying to say.
Oh Lord, help me, Jesus!
I don't know how you feel about that, Crispy. You want to comment?
I don't know either at this point. No, I'm just. It was all a joke. I swear to God. Sir X, you're an awesome dude. Yeah, we got a lot to talk about. What's PlayStation doing right now? Hey, where's their show? Let's call it like we see it.
They're too busy blocking people from stacking services is what's going on right now. But anyway, no, good to have you on as usual, Chris. It's gonna be a fun night tonight, man. Strap in, get ready, because we are going. So, next on the list, coming live from the 405, and he's been here from the beginning, which explains his hairdo. Of course, it is K Mega. What is up, bro?
What's happening? Man, a lot of stuff going on this week.
this is the week of the new podcast this Sunday. And so I already got my very first topic. It's going to be fantastic. I mean, it's going to be very interesting because the ladies did not like what my comments were when I was trying to figure out what was going on. But other than that, we'll talk about that tomorrow. We'll talk about that at the end, and we'll talk about that on GRG. But
hopefully your topic has nothing to do with Machine Gun Kelly, by the way, because I've seen too much of that on Twitter today.
You know what? I'll leave that to see if anybody else talks about that. That is interesting to me, because I do think that Megan Fox is absolutely odd as hell. But I'm not into that thing.
I'd say she'll have you worshiping Satan.
I don't know what's going on with that, but anyway, so that's a whole nother topic. But ready to get to it, man. There's a lot to talk about. It's a really good day, gaming news wise, and then of course you got the draft, the NBA playoffs, man, and just all types of stuff going on, man. And then of course Rachel Maddow will be on here within an hour. It's great. It's a great day. Let's go.
Nice.
I'm so glad Rachel's back on the show.
Oh,
I am too, man. I love it.
And you guys have heard him throughout the intros, but I gotta give him an introduction. This man has played every single video game. I swear, if the cavemen came up with a way to play video games, Sir X-Man would talk about the game that they invented. That is right. It is Sir X-Man. What is up, brother?
Combat on my Atari was awesome. Okay. Hello, everybody. How you doing? Let's go. Have fun.
Nice. Short and to the point. Now, guys, so much has happened. I have a few topics in here, and I'm trying to figure out where do we go first.
You're not going to introduce Pred?
I did.
Yeah, you did.
Yeah, he got me first.
Yeah. See, Mega, you're messing up my flow right now. I had everything going, and now I'm just like, let's see. You know what? Let's start with the Mandalorian because back a few months ago, Phil Spencer. It was definitely a few months ago. It was pretty far back. Phil Spencer. Everybody, when he does an interview, everybody checks out his shelves, right? Because he likes to put little things in there. I believe he had a Series S on his shelf at one point in time. Nobody knew what it was. Not until after they had announced it and stuff, and people kind of look back. So he has a tendency to put out little clues and stuff in his interviews. There was a Mandalorian pop figure on his shelf, and all of a sudden people started speculating that maybe Xbox was going to make a Mandalorian game. And no, it was neither confirmed nor denied at that point in time, and kind of time just kept going. But it seems like that rumor is resurfacing, and I believe it's ZeniMax Online they're talking about as a developer for this possible Mandalorian game. Now, two sides to this story. Basically, two types of games are kind of being rumored here. A traditional Mandalorian style game. You are the Mandalorian. There's a story to go through, a bunch of pew pews and flying on your jetpack, that type of thing. Or a massive multiplayer online game, MMO, I guess basically in that world, somehow related to the Mandalorian. So let me go to Sir X-Man first. Sir X-Man, what do you think about this rumor? Do you think that is this something that you would like to see? Is it something that you think could be going on right now? They could be developing this. And then with that, I got to ask you, which one would be the better game? Would it be the MMO or would it be the traditional Mandalorian game?
I don't see. There's not enough characters in just a Mandalorian by himself to really be an MMO, man. I'm just being real.
Well,
you have to use almost the whole Star Wars universe if you're gonna do something like that.
Well, and think that kind of would be open to them. But correct me, guys, if I'm wrong here. But usually with an MMO, you kind of create your own character and have your own character in that world with the massive kind of like everybody else in there kind of coming together for quests and stuff like that. So
But that's like making an MMO for Halo. Everyone may have different armaments and stuff like that, but it wouldn't work as an MMO.
What?
K Maggie, you got a question for him? And it's open. Like you're just like,
I'm
what?
gonna let him keep going with this one. I'm gonna let him
You
keep
know,
going.
but a story base, it maybe co-op story base with in the game, that would be cool. I would do that if the story's good. Just being real from my perspective, that's all.
Oh, so you said story based, but you threw co-op in there as well. So you definitely want some type of online element with at least one of your friends. If this
Yeah,
game,
because I'm not dark. I like to play with my friends online. Sorry.
shout out
Mm,
to the angry otter. So
Right.
do you think this is being developed? Again, Phil Spencer, the first time it was about a pop figure on his shelf, but now it's being rumored, kind of like aka leakers and people in the industry, that this might actually be going on. Do you think it's going
I
on?
got a
And
question for you on that. What would you think if they say we're secretly going to put the Mandalorian as a Halo outfit for Halo?
I that wouldn't mean anything to me, to be really honest with you.
I'm just
Like
saying.
I mean,
I
because
mean, they're talking about Mandalorian, so
when it comes down to it, you know, Mandalorian is a different style. So having the armor in a Halo game, it would be like, oh, that's okay, but I would never really feel like the Mandalorian anyway. You know what I'm saying? And when it comes down to it, like I kind of, and Crispy's gonna love this. If it's a Mandalorian kind of like story based game, I could see it as third person more than first person.
nah, because you wouldn't see the armor. They'd have to keep it third person, man. They have to.
Exactly. And I know I probably made Crispy smile on that one, but so let's go to Crispy on this one. Crispy, Mandalorian, man, what do you think? Do you think that this game, is in development off of these rumors and kind of like how it originally started? And of course, I gotta ask you, if there is a Mandalorian game being developed, do you want it MMO, like one rumor suggests, or do you want it that traditional story based single player experience?
um, was I right in reading that Bethesda is supposedly the one that is making this?
Well, they said Bethesda. Then when you read on in it, it said ZeniMax Online. So you know what? There's a possibility that there could be two games being developed, and both of those would be.
Well, let's be honest. I think they're looking at that like they've used Skyrim Mobile as a big thing. Like they are looking at trying to think about games in a different realm. And if one part's a MMO, like kind of like you know GTA, hey, think about it. Okay, you kind of go that route, but you have like engaging gameplay and stuff like that. It's possible that they do both, to be honest. Like maybe their focus is the MMO and maybe it will be free to play, but also you get like perks if you're on Game Pass. You know what I'm saying? You never know what they're going to do. They might be like, you know what? People really love this IP. Let's throw it to them in a different way and then they'll come over anyway. It's more than logical. I mean, it's almost like, hey, this is here. You can play this part, but you can't play the rest. Sorry. You know what I mean?
Hmm.
And they're not charging you for it. You know what I mean? Like you could just play the multiplayer the whole time.
Huh.
You know, and it's an MMO, so it's almost like World of Warcraft is looked at. But you don't think they would try to make some kind of single player like story thing to throw in the Game Pass? And then you can also like subscribe to the MMO. Like they could do all kinds of shit, man. Like it's crazy. Like Microsoft is with this Activision shit and everything else, which we might get into, but that's my point, man. This is wild. Like they could do things that most gamers never thought were possible. Like imagine paying $15 a month. You could get a Madden trial for 10 hours, not 2 people.
Oh damn.
You know what I mean?
Oh
You can
damn.
get Call of Duty day and date in Game Pass. You can get any Bethesda title day and date in Game Pass. And you're gonna sit there and you're gonna say, I'm eating good, bro. If Bethesda comes out with 1 or 2 games in the year, and then you have all these other titles that are about to come out. I mean, come on, bro. You know what I mean? Like, it's just ridiculous. So it is possible. And I think they would, especially if it's Bethesda that's actually doing it. I think, it's something that they could absolutely do, and they've proven it already. So I don't know what to tell you.
I hear you on that. Now, but I'm gonna try to get an answer from you from this. If you had to choose between a single player or an MMO with Mandalorian, which one would it be for you?
I would choose the single player, and also first person with third person. And that's why I think Bethesda would be the right one to do it, or ZeniMax, whatever you want to call it. It's all Microsoft. It's just the Bethesda wing of Microsoft Xbox Game Studios. Okay, so look at it that way and say, if somebody could, really put those type of elements in there, because like I said, I think the future of gaming is being able to play the way you want. And I think that is a huge part of it. And, if I want to play in third person, if somebody wants to play in first person, if it's a multiplayer game, you could play it. Because I've done it in PUBG, for the love of God. PUBG. Okay, PUBG. Multiplayer. I play in third person. Somebody killed me in first person. Okay, so if PUBG can do it, anybody can do it. And I think it's a very important part of gaming, especially in multiplayer. Play the way you want. You are not forced to play a certain way. Yes, maybe some things are janky because it is what it is, but you get to play in your perspective, what you want to play as. And I think, Mandalorian can do both. I mean, if you've watched the show, it can do both. So
I watched all of them, man. Yeah, I can definitely, I can see the
great,
scope.
great stuff. Like,
I can see the scope being grand MMO style in that world, but I can also see the single player. I'll let you guys know. I would vote for the single player, the story. I want to see, like, maybe they make kind of like it. I want to see, like, I see anime now making movies as like an arc, right? I want to see them kind of stretch and maybe make like that second season of the Mandalorian, or the third season or whatnot. Make it a video game that you go through. All right, and then when they pick up on the next season after that, it would be after the ending of the video game. I would like to see kind of like these medias kind of like blending together a little bit.
I think it would be innovative, but it's too soon for that.
I think it'd be really cool. In my opinion.
I think we're not far away. I think in 2 years, people are going to look at games and movies and TV as one and the same, and I think that's when you do something like that.
I got you. Well, yeah. Again, if it's in development, we wouldn't know how early or whatnot it would be. So, but let's get K Mega in on this now. Mega, again, known you for a long time. Play all sorts of games. You get into all sorts of shows, stuff like that. What do you think? Is there anything here for a possible Mandalorian game as an Xbox game through Bethesda ZeniMax?
Well, thank God I paid attention to the subject matter today, because Jesus Christ, what I'm hearing now, Lord have mercy, gentlemen. All right, so first off, to answer your first question, I would prefer a single player game, but because just the MMO to me, this is the whole thing about MMOs. Once you get invested, then you have to stay committed, and there's so many games that's going to come out to approach that path, like Halo Infinite. When Halo Infinite goes further on and content's going to be added going forward, And then you look at anything else. You got Forza Motorsport. Then there'll be another Forza Horizon. What they're going to do with Gears, that's going to be continuing. So if you have an MMO, then you're putting yourself in a position to where people just got to kind of pick and choose of what they want. So I would prefer personally a single player game. To your other point, it is true, or it's no, I can't say true, but it is from my understanding that ID Games is done with Doom. So this could be one of those things that where they could actually make they're going to make something new.
Where did you hear that they are done with Doom?
I've heard that. I was on Addict's podcast yesterday, and I've heard this beforehand, but he reiterated it yesterday. So I was like, oh, so he's hearing the same thing through the same channels that I'm hearing it from. So,
I don't like that, sir.
Well, that's kind of like where they was going. But yeah, that when I first heard when he brought it up, I was like, oh, so he's heard that. But I mean, the Iron Lords got way more resources than I do. So, so again, so that rumor that I've heard before, and this was months and months ago about that, because I didn't, I've never really, I played Doom, but I haven't even, I've just got started on the Doom Eternal. So I was like, oh, I didn't know that game was done because I haven't beat it yet. But from all indications, this is supposed to be the last Doom game from them for, at least for a while anyway. So if that part is true, then of course they're going to be doing something else. Now, if it's 2 games, now I haven't heard 2 studios working on something Star Wars related, but if you look at this, Xbox is definitely, and we've heard these rumors for a while now, that Xbox was going to start having collaborations with Disney, going back to when you were seeing stuff on Phil Spencer's shelves. And now all of a sudden, we've already heard about Indiana Jones, then now hearing about The Mandalorian yet again, because that was last year's talk about The Mandalorian. So if it's an MMO, like I said, that would be cool, because then, it's kind of like what Crispy was alluding to about like playing as what you want, kind of getting into picking your character, things like that. But also what Sir X-Man was talking about, where and kind of what you was alluding to was kind of building off of the story. Yeah. And there have been games that's done that. Case in point, you look at Shadow of War and Shadow of Mordor, I think that it was the first one and the second one that was tied into the Lord of the Rings movies. So it's been done. It's just that, like, how would you approach it to put it into that type of situation to where it would meet up with the season, or it would whatever. But the thing of it is that it looks like if the Doom situation is true, then that would be probably the best place for the game to be developed from. And of course, we know that they know how to make a game look fantastic.
Oh, that engine,
that id engine is crazy. So, the other question would it be third person? Would it be second? Would it be first person? Whatever. But I would just rather have a single player experience with tons of DLC. That's me personally, because the last thing that you think about is Star Wars Fallen Order and how good that was. And we all wish that game had some kind of DLC, but it didn't. So if you do that, play as the Mandalorian, or if you create a character of your choice, and then you're in the world of the Mandalorian, which I don't think the Sir X-Man watched the show, but you are a part of that the Star Wars universe, because there was Boba Fett, there was other well-known. Oh, okay. Well, then I don't know why you just made it about like just saying that there isn't any, that it wouldn't be a part of the universe.
No, it's just saying it's just not enough characters in just the Mandalorian universe alone to do an MMO.
See, and I feel like the Mandalorian show was a link between kind of like Star Wars cartoons, the Star Wars movies. It's a junction there. So
yeah. So like you can make the games to do that. I mean, that's the one thing about it. Like, I think everything is going to kind of place itself, because I guarantee you, like we're talking about like Disney, I'm sure that the Spider-Man games is going to have some kind of link to the Spider-Man movies to some degree. Not fully like you know, be a in between moment between whatever Spider-Man 2 what Spider-Man 2 is going to be and what the movie is going to include. I'm pretty
All
sure.
future Spider-Man games are all going to be linked to the Morbius movie. All right.
Okay. Well, I mean, you know, Sinister Six, something of that nature. You know, I mean, that's you know, that's Sony's been trying to pull that off for a really long time. But so I do think that if they're going to try to do, if the Mandalorian is going to come out, then that would be probably where they would go, or have it to be where you create your own character and then you're in the world of the Mandalorian, and you know, and you're in that time of the Star Wars era, and
Could you ever think
whatever.
this the Mandalorian MMO thing might be a tease for a Star Wars MMO?
I don't know. It could. It could. Now that goes into the whole point of what Bob was saying about 2 games. Maybe this could be one of those things where it's a where the Mandalorian is kind of like gets a single player game or something of that nature, and then there's like another you know, like Xbox will do their own version of, not say KOTOR, but do their own type of world of Star Wars,
right.
in that context. So I mean, there's a bunch of possibilities, but I knew, and I said that back then when they first started talking about it, like I did about the Sega situation. There is once you see people at the Microsoft headquarters, there's something going on. And Disney came out and said that we have a connection. And then of course you see, you know, Disney Plus on the Xbox. You get to use that as a perk, and then now Indiana Jones, and then here comes the Mandalorian yet again. Then of course you hear about the stuff with Sega with the Super games and all this stuff. All these things are definitely linked, and I do believe that it's true. I just don't know to what degree is the game or games going to be about. But it looks like clearly that Star Wars is going to be is going to drop on Xbox in some way, shape, or form.
You
But
know,
you guys gotta admit, if they ever did do a Star Wars MMO propriety to Xbox, that would be huge.
Well, no, it would be crazy. Yeah,
I feel like Mandalorian is. I know Mandalorian's been around or whatnot, but Mandalorian is kind of like the new name per se. So having the Mandalorian name on the MMO, hardcore Star Wars fans already know that's Star Wars. All right, so they're already in. The newer people that checked out the Mandalorian, like the series, and ended up liking it, but never really got into anything else Star Wars, would also be in on that. You see what I'm saying? I think having Mandalorian being a quote unquote Mandalorian MMO as opposed to saying Star Wars MMO, I think there's a benefit to that maybe not a lot of people would see. You know, it's just that name. It's a newer name. It's a fresher name. When you say Star Wars MMO, like I know there are people out there that'd be like, oh, okay, well, I get it. But you know, when you say Mandalorian, there's a certain amount of hype that would build up from that, and you would still get hardcore Star Wars people because they already know that character.
You know, in the credits of Mandalorian, when it starts, it says Star Wars.
Why are you so low, Sir X-Man?
Oh, I don't know.
You sound tired.
No, I'm not tired. I'm just being
There he is. There he is.
Yeah,
I'm just chilling with y'all today. That's all.
You in a room full of men. There ain't no women here. This ain't GRG.
Shut up, Mega.
There you go.
We don't need that voice.
We
don't need that voice.
Man,
no, what I'm saying is they know it's Star Wars because it says Star Wars, The Mandalorian. So most of them people might have said, ooh, looks good. They might have went back on Disney Plus and watched the other Star Wars who's never seen it.
Imagine if they attached it to Starfield at some point.
I don't think that.
No, I'm just
stretch.
I'm just
Stretch
throwing
is
it out there.
if it's an exclusive for one, and then two, I would only see like that's where you get the skins from, not like
Might
in
not
Halo
be
or Gears.
exclusive. It's just an MMO. It's almost like the Top Gun shit coming out for what the fuck? I'm having a brain.
Top
Flight
Gun.
Sim.
With Flight
Flight
Sim.
Sim. Like,
Yeah.
yeah. Imagine
When is that
know,
coming out?
They're it's supposed to come out this year.
The
I don't
racing.
know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, they delayed it and they kept quiet about it. So it's like, what are you doing over there? Because I don't know. I mean, they should have came out with this by now. But that's my point. Like they have a lot of things that are tied into movies. Like look at the TV now. Even though the Halo show is not like, like people are going crazy for it. Also, I don't see a lot of people complaining.
People are loving it. Loving it.
Well, that's what I'm saying. But like not. I don't know. Like people are shunning it, even though they shouldn't. I think it's
going to be what it's
I
going to
think
be.
overall, when it comes to the Halo series, I think overall you're right, especially in the first few episodes. The first time that they showed Spartan Man-ass on there was kind of back and forth and stuff. But I think the deeper that they're going into the episodes, even unless they're diehard anti Xbox people, which we all know they're out there on social media and stuff, but the people that were kind of like, I'm not sure about this. These later episodes, I've seen
I'm
a
liking
bit
the
of
stories.
turnaround. I've definitely seen a
I'm
bit of turnaround. Like, yo, this is getting good. Like, I don't know. I haven't watched it. All I've watched is the first episode so far. I haven't seen any more.
It's gotten better. Once you get past the third episode, it really starts getting better.
Well, I'm trying to use my Fire Stick to watch it because I don't have Paramount. So
let me explain this to you guys. The Halo TV series has set viewership records for Paramount Plus. It is outpacing the show 1883. And that is 1883. That's their most popular show. That and that Yellowstone, I believe, because I believe
Yellowstone's on Peacock. That's why.
Okay, that's on. Okay, right. But 1883. So again, that. I don't know where people are saying that it's not popular because it's already got granted for season 2 and it's now got green light for season 3.
Oh, of course.
Yeah.
I wish y'all had did you see this week's episode, K-Mega?
I was watching. Yeah.
Oh man!
Whoa.
Come back. Bring it back. Bring it back to Earth, guys. Bring it back.
We still got Fred to go.
Yeah.
Bring it back.
Let's get Pred in here. Sir X-Men. Yeah, let's get Pred in here on the subject about the Mandalorian, sir. All right, now.
Yes, Daddy.
Pred, what do you think, man? Do you think this is in development from the rumors and kind of like people taking signs from Phil Spencer last year? And again, the two types of games that are being rumored, which one would be yours, man?
First of all, it's a Lego Star Wars game. Second, no, I don't know. I don't know. I'm being funny. It would make sense though, but I think they could pull it off too. But actually, not say that actually could be.
You're right.
I prefer to be third person. Just me. I
single
don't know,
player or MMO?
Yeah,
single player.
Okay.
I want to be single player third person. Kind of like Jedi Fallen Order. In a sense, if they could pull that off, how they did Jedi Fallen Order, they could pull something off like that with Mandalorian. I think it'd be fine. I mean, with the popularity of the show, doesn't matter what they come out with and how they make it. I mean, I think it'd be a huge success regardless, as long as they don't fuck it up too much. The story's already written, it's just like you just have to add to it a little bit. So, rumors, is it true? I would say yes. If it's getting as much traction, as much as it,
Pred, you know why I would lean more towards yes? It's something K Mega said. Knights of the Old Republic. What better way to answer something like that? And how heavily PlayStation and everything when it comes down to the next game coming out. What better way than with Mandalorian on Xbox?
Yeah, and I think with Sony having Spider-Man and now Wolverine coming to their console. I think I hate saying that Microsoft has to answer them with a superhero character in a sense, but I still think they kind of need to answer them with a superhero character
Yeah, I mean,
of
it
their
would be
own.
good. Let's be honest.
Yeah. Just like you got to have, you know, people love Spider-Man, and Wolverine's my favorite
Can we
comic.
get a Luke Cage and Daredevil game? Let's go.
No,
No.
I don't think they're popular enough. You know what I'm saying? Like, and even again, like we've never had a Mandalorian video game ever.
Right.
We've had 1,000 Spider-Man games. We've had, a bunch of different Marvel games like that, and a bunch of different Star Wars type games. But we've never had a straight up Mandalorian game. So let's do something different. Like start something off fresh, and especially with the popularity of the series. I think I think it would be a good pickup for them if they actually got it. If this is actually true, this is something different. It's not the same old. Oh, look, it's it's not like Jedi Fallen Order was different. It's like it wasn't like part of even though it was part of the universe. It was a brand new character. It was different.
Yes.
It wasn't like hey, we're just gonna use Luke Skywalker and make a video game out of him.
Kind of like when Force Unleashed came out. It was different.
Yeah.
Yeah. That caught on.
Yeah, and I think that's the direction they should go. Something within the universe where you can actually build upon the universe differently than what's already been built. You can add to it. You know what I'm saying?
That's
and
a
make
true
a different new
MMO.
storyline.
Yeah.
Yo, Pred, I just want to let you know our brother Fahim, he doubts that a Star Wars MMO would be exclusive. Like he says that people would be so upset and Disney and this and that or whatnot.
I don't.
Dude,
Where's
what
the hate
about
for
Wolverine?
Marvel? Where's the hate for Wolverine? Yeah.
Wolverine's owned by Disney.
No, I've not
With
seen
no
anybody complain about
affiliation
that
to
like that.
Sony, but like, wouldn't you be mad about that? And yo, Vishen, correct me in the chat if I said that wrong, but he's like, he said won't be exclusive, but it might be day and day on Game Pass. Like, I don't understand why it wouldn't be
Why it
exclusive.
wouldn't be exclusive? Yeah, I don't understand
unless
it either.
you guys just want to play a game like that,
Do you
possibly
know-
on a different platform.
Final Fantasy 14 is exclusive on PlayStation. New Genesis is exclusive on Xbox, and
Fantasy Star Online.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah,
exclusive
Fantasy Star.
on Xbox.
That's what I'm saying. Fantasy Star New Genesis. Yeah, and so and then I don't know if there's another MMO that I was playing for a while, but I don't know that might have gone on PlayStation. But then look at like a game like Genshin Impact. That's exclusive.
My son wants that on Xbox, man. He plays it on PC.
You got to get it on PC. Yeah, it's good.
He plays it on PC, but he's like, dude, why is that on PlayStation and not on Xbox? Basically,
And the money. So, but yeah, no, there's
money.
There is but yeah, the MMO could be exclusive, and even though KOTOR will be a timed exclusive, but the way Sony is spends the bag to hold on to it, that Xbox gamers might not get a hold of that game until 2 or 3 years from now. So, it's according to how popular that is going to be. So
Well, you know why they're holding on to it, K-Maker, because they never had Knights of the Old Republic.
no, right.
ever.
So
this
yeah,
time they want it.
so yeah, no, that's exactly what it is. So, it's according it's according to what the deal is. Now again, I mean, it's I prefer like what pretty much everybody else was saying, that I want the game to be single player, but if it's an MMO, then it's got to look better than Elden Scrolls Online, because I know that game is old as dirt, but it's still not the prettiest looking game. So again, you would really have to put a lot into it to make that game look really, really crispy. And like I said, Phantasy Star looks good, looks great, but I just feel like if you would want to really put a game like that on there on the Xbox, and if it's exclusive, then you want it to look its best and be its best. So I would say a single player experience would probably be the better. Maybe not single player experience, but a multiplayer experience. But it's got a single. A story mode that it has a start, a middle, and an end.
real quick, Mega, because I haven't looked this up. Maybe you know off the top of your head. Of course, we got Christopher Hart in the chat. What is going on, bro? He said that KOTOR remake is going to be a PS5 exclusive. It's not timed or anything like that. It's just going to be on PS5. Do you know if that's true or not? Because I'm not.
Last time I checked, it was a timed exclusive. They said it themselves. The people said it themselves, the devs. So because that was the rumor at first, and then the devs came and said, nope, it's a timed exclusive. So, but like I said, it could be where anything could happen to where Sony could hold on to it for multiple years. But yeah, that game is what you call it. So yeah, look it up, Fred. I hear the clicking and
I
clacking.
know I'm looking at it right now.
Yeah. So
All right, man. All right, guys. It is time to move on here. I'm trying to think of where we should go next. You know what? Let's hit the Xbox Bethesda showcase. It was announced today that June 12th will be the day that Xbox and Bethesda will do their E3 type showing. Um, and they kind of went all out on social media, man. Aaron Greenberg was active. Phil Spencer was active.
Mhm.
Not only that, a couple of their studios started teasing things like In Exile uh shared a screenshot of like a stone hallway. There was a couple others too. But so basically Xbox was all over social media today because the showcase is ready and to go for June 12th. Now, I got to ask you guys because we've been waiting to hear this announcement. We know Starfield is coming out this year. We know how many studios are working on multiple projects. And I wanted to know the what the panel's thoughts, what you guys want to see in this show. And I think I'm going to start with Predator on this one. Pred, again, so many studios. I think this correct. This might be never seen before in terms of a platform provider having so many first party studios. I don't remember a time where a platform provider had this many like first party development studios under their belt working on games. So with this showcase, um, what do you want to see, man? What would be Predator's 2022 Xbox Bethesda showcase?
Um, so real quick, this is like the E3 period, right?
Yeah.
That's why they're doing this show. So it's right around what would normally be E3. So I was kind of questioning because I don't know if there's a separate show or if this is part of the E3 week or whatever. So man, that's a lot. And I like looking at these sometimes. I want to see how long the timing is going to be for the show. Is it like 2 hours, 3 hours, an hour? Because like if it's really long, that means there's a lot of shit to be shown and talked about. But I would say for me, I obviously want to see what the fuck Starfield is. So um, if there is, all these like these little rumors that we've heard throughout, like if there's a new device coming out from Microsoft, that kind of shit. I want to see that kind of stuff come out. I think my biggest thing would be Starfield. I would love to see some Fable gameplay if that's available. I think Overwatch is probably overdue to see some updates.
Oh yeah, they're doing a closed beta right now on the PC, right? Overwatch 2.
I don't know. I'm not in it. So and then if it's June, that will be the time, that there's going to be something going on with Ubisoft. That will be the time to announce it then too. Because hopefully by then all this other shit with Activision will have rolled through and they've gotten their blessing for that and they can move on towards, any whatever deal they got going with Ubisoft, whether it's Game Pass or whatnot. I mean, games. You know what I'm saying? It's really like all the games they've got in that pipeline. Like I think this is gonna be a really, really big show for them because they got so much shit to show, but they also have to hold on to a bunch of shit too. Just because a lot of stuff isn't ready. Like this, it's cooking. I want to see Avowed. Like some of the stuff that they showed like 2 years ago that they kind of did like teaser trailers for. I want to see what those games are. You know, maybe we can get some release dates on some other games like Scorn. You know, that kind of stuff. Gives updates on
I think
on
Scorn's in October, if I remember
October
correctly.
October 17th or
Is
October
it?
I thought it
22nd.
was
Yeah.
December for some strange reason.
No,
You know,
it's October.
give
Yeah.
us some more gameplay. Give us like Bright Memory. What's going on with that? You know, like
Yeah.
those games
That's a
that we've
great
been
point.
like those little smaller games that we haven't heard from in a while. I mean, like I remember there was supposed to be a Cuphead, you know, DLC. I haven't heard anything about that. Um, I mean, as a surprise to me, like if they had another Ori pop up, obviously I want to see some Forza. I mean, we're overdue for some of this stuff because, like, you know, like this is the time they need to show and not just talk. Like we need to see some of these games actually working in motion. You know, especially some of the stuff that they talked about years ago that we haven't seen. You know, so well, my biggest one will be Starfield because I think that's that's ready to go, and then um, Forza
Nice.
Motorsports. You know, my
Yes.
biggest two.
Yes, and dude, that is the way to my heart right there. Talking at Forza Motorsport, it was playable last year. People, developer came out during a Forza Horizon 5 kind of like information stream. He's like, "Oh yeah, no, I've been playing Motorsport. We all have." And it's like, "Well, dude, I haven't. Can I get my hands on it, please?" But that's me. I love closed circuit, simulation racing. So let's see here. Let's go to the bomb. Crispy bomb. Crispy, what is Crispy's Xbox Bethesda showcase entail?
Oh, before Crispy go, I need to just address this before people
Oh, is it
get
the
this.
chat?
Yeah, because Fahim is over here. He
Going
know what he
crazy?
read. Fred sit there and said it right there, right under what a blog from the PlayStation blog itself. Console exclusive at launch. It says it right there in the right there at the bottom before you see the trailer. So right there.
So is that
Time.
another way of saying timed exclusive? You think?
Yeah. Yes. But console exclusive at launch.
At launch, yeah,
At launch.
which means it'll
It'll
come
probably
later.
be in Game Pass day one now. That would be interesting.
Yeah.
It was just in Game Pass day one.
Yeah, that's
That'd be
just
funny.
that's just a slick term because to say it's a timed exclusive.
Yeah, yo, shout out to Axel. Axel, good to see you in the chat, bro. He says R.I.P. Ori. Now, unfortunately, Moon Studios.
Oh yeah, he's right. Moon Studios.
Moon Studios is doing some other things over there, and yeah, that is unfortunate. Talented team, man. But I gotta say, when it comes to Moon, they took, because they don't have like a headquarters or anything like that, they took forever to make their games. Let's be real. But so who I was going to Crispy next. Crispy!
Yeah.
Crispy!
Yo,
Crispy.
yes.
Xbox Bethesda Showcase, the Crispy edition. What would be in it, man?
The crispy edition.
Yeah, extra crispy.
Lots of gameplay. Let's start there. Lots of gameplay. I want to see Hellblade more. I want to see Redfall. I want to see the Phoenix Collection. I think something's going on at the Coalition, and I hope to God.
Ooh.
And trust me, me and Sir X-Man played Gears 2 recently online, and it needs a lot of help. I'm just saying, man. So I think
does it feel dated or look dated? What's that?
it's dated. It's dated no
dated
matter
completely.
how good the Series X runs. It is dated. The shots don't hit right. It is not what I play now. Even Gears 4, I can go back into that. Gears 3, I mean, that's where I say, like, Gears 2 and 3 need an update. And, other than that, I mean, could you see some Outer Worlds 2? Possibly. What about Redfall? Redfall is supposed to come out this year. Okay.
I'm clapping for you, bro.
Maybe.
Clapping.
Now I'm thinking that they're going to give them more time, and I'm thinking they're going to release it next year at the beginning of the year.
They kind of delayed it until like later on in the year anyway. I believe they stated because it was supposed to come out.
Yeah. It's like
It was
3
supposed to come
months
out
after.
spring or something like that. And
Yeah,
I
it's
think
gonna be like August, but at the end of the day, like I think June. You just say, you know what, they need more time, and I at this point, can we like sit there and be like, oh God, no, you can't do that? Well, God of War kind of just did the same thing, so let's be honest here, okay? So call a spade a spade. Like, is it great? No, but at the same time, I mean, if the game's going to be better, I have no problem with that. You know what I mean? And that feels like a very highly competitive multiplayer in its own realm, at least from what they've shown. You know what I mean? It's going to have multiplayer elements. I'm sure somebody's going to be able to play as a dog bot, as I like to call it. You know what I mean? Like, the thing was crazy at the end. You know what I mean? So I don't know. Like, there's a lot of things that they could bring out. I mean, I think a lot of people will be hyped for Outer Worlds 2, and a lot of people played Outer Worlds 1 on, a PlayStation or a PC or whatever. And they, are like, oh yeah, let's go for this again. And it's there on Game Pass, and you have a Series S that's, at this point less than $300. Pretty crazy. You know what I mean? So it's there to play, and you get Game Pass, and you got people that still have an OG 1 that are playing on Game Pass through the cloud. There's a lot of people I've seen that are still using the OG 1, the 1S, and the 1X. I mean, I don't know, man. Like, Xbox is going at a different level, and I think they're going to show this, and there's probably going to be some stuff we don't care about, mobile games, stuff like that. We saw Gears pop, and everybody laughed at that, but you could possibly have King in there and have Candy Crush, bam, right there in your face.
dude, have a
Here you
Gears
go.
Candy Crush, man. Yo,
Dude, I'm just saying, like, you know what I mean? Like, you can have iterations. You got Doom under the belt. Like, we don't even have to talk about Activision in general. We can just say the IPs they already have, the developers they already have, dude. Like, it's crazy. Like, you still got Fable sitting there. Like, come on, man. Like, like, if you have not been a gamer in your entire life and at least tried a game and said, yeah, it's not for me, but this is pretty cool. You know what I mean? Like, you got to look at it like that and just say, like, Xbox, I'm telling you, this year is going to be a big year as far as that showcase, and I'm looking forward to it.
nice, brother, nice. And I love, man. You kept hitting us with information on what Crispy Showcase would mean. I can dig it, and I love that you mentioned one of my most anticipated titles this year, Redfall, because guys, let's be honest here. Zombies. They have wrung the whole zombies killing zombies thing. They have wrung that towel out. It is almost completely dry. Let's get something new in there. Vampires, people. Let's go. I am down with that. So, Sir X-Man, you cannot talk Atari. You cannot talk ColecoVision. All right. This is the Xbox Bethesda showcase. What is Sir X-Man's show gonna have, bro? You don't say.
Fuck this shit, I'm out.
Did he go to sleep?
I know. I do miss the
Sir
the old ass
X-Man.
bowels. The old ass bowels is hurting.
Sir
No,
X-Man.
I'm here. I
Man.
forgot. I was normally I mute with with the thing on my headset, but I
He
forgot I
nodded
hit the
off,
mute.
people.
No,
He
I
nodded
no,
off.
I
He
did
nodded
not
off.
nod off. Trust me. I repeat what I
Werewolf
said,
like
man, and
nice.
I was muted. I'm waiting on Indiana Jones. I want to see Indiana Jones.
Well, Sir
I
X-Man,
want to
did
see
you hear the
Indiana
question,
Jones.
or do you need me to
Yes, you
repeat
asked
it?
me what am I looking forward to in the Bethesda Xbox conference.
All right.
Okay.
Thank you.
I mean,
for
not
answering
in
that
those
question.
words,
He's
but
not wrong there.
he's not wrong.
And it's Indiana Jones.
I thought you were gonna say indie games, just all indie games.
Oh Lord, help me, Jesus.
Somebody in the
Where
chat said Sir X-Man is pulling the Abe Simpson.
Oh no.
Gotta
No,
love
I
it.
was eating ice and I didn't want y'all to hear it.
Well, I
But
appreciate that.
Fred
but
don't
nah.
care. We'll hear it and everything.
Indiana Jones, and don't forget, Microsoft is in cahoots with EA too, so we could see something from them at that press conference also. Um, I'm just looking for something different that they kept a secret that they'll surprise us with this year or sometime in the spring.
Bro.
I am waiting for Forza
Yes.
because I'll be playing on
Because
the
it's got
PC.
3
You know that.
screens, people.
And the
got-
wheels and everything. You know that already.
He's got 3 screens.
There's nothing more immersive than playing with wheels and pedals, dude. Nothing. But you know, that's pretty much it. I want them to surprise me. You know, everything else we kind of know about. I mean, show some more of what he Starfield. You know, a little bit more, but don't give too much away. You know,
I think they're gonna go all out with Starfield because it would be right around the
Mhm.
corner after that, man.
well, I think what they
They're
might
hyping it
do
up
is
right
do
now.
like
So
they do sometimes, because Bethesda does do this. They'll show you some of the tweaks and what you can do in there without giving everything away. You know, they'll show combat, space, a little bit of it flying in space, and some other notches to go with the game, but they're not going to give you everything in one shot. They do that with most of their games
Hold
that
on,
they
Sir
show.
X-Man. Christopher, he's Indiana copy off of Uncharted Jones. How about
Woo!
Uncharted copy off of Tomb Raider?
How about everything copied off of Pitfall? Sorry, I had to do it.
Oh wow, he did go to. He found a way to get to Atari, people. He found
Well,
a
Indiana
way.
Jones came out before Pitfall, though. So
And wasn't there a movie or show before Indiana Jones? I forgot that name. But yeah, so like Chris, stop. Just stop it, yo. We're listening to Sir X Man here. He's talking about Forza Motorsport. You know, Forza is the
I
king of
know, I
racers.
know, I know how to stop him. Hey, Chris, Canada is another country above the United States.
Oh my goodness.
I got a good
Yo,
memory.
I have to go
Sorry.
get a mop. It just got messy in here.
But nah, I always want, I just want them also to show something that we didn't expect that will just blow our minds. I mean, they've done that before, and something that will be talked about all over everywhere, where people will go, wow, I want that. Sorry, you can't get it. It's on Xbox and in Game Pass. Sorry.
just get your platform to support Game Pass.
Game Pass.
Uh-huh.
You'll be able to stream it there.
What's Game Pass, Crispy? Tell me again, please.
For $15 a month, you can have all of this. Here you go.
For this low
Here
price.
you go. You got all
But
this.
you know, I just want something that's gonna blow up the internet after their show. You know what I'm saying? And Microsoft's good for doing that. So that's all I want. I'll wait. It's on a Sunday, so I'm probably gonna have to take the day off because they always have it like about noon or 1:00.
Yeah, it's gonna be 1:00
It's
Eastern,
1.
so I think it would be 12:00 your time.
Yeah, that's when they usually always have it.
Yeah.
So
I gotta check my work schedule, see if I'm working June 12th, and if I
oh,
am,
you know you're gonna make sure you're gonna get off that day. I know you.
well, I gotta chill out with the show and talk to people in the chat, man. It's one of my highlights throughout the year. I love doing a live reaction to the showcase. So, but yeah, let's see here.
That's
Anything?
it. I'm done.
That's
I'm
it. That's
finished
it.
with it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's it. Short to the
Damn,
point.
I haven't heard Contraband yet, which is kind of funny.
You got some?
If I do, it's not for sharing with you, Sir X-Man.
Oh wow! You ain't even gonna share with
Damn.
K Mega or Crispy? What?
Well, I just said Sir X-Man. I didn't say it about anybody else.
Oh hell to the no, to the no, no, no! I don't do drugs though, man.
The
You know
level
that shit.
of disrespect.
It's immeasurable right now. Definitely immeasurable. But let's see who we got left. We got K Mega left, of course. Mega. Yeah. Now I wonder if you got your notebook out, if you made notes and stuff when
Oh,
you saw
Lord.
the topic about what is K Mega's Xbox Bethesda Showcase 2022, bro?
Okay, well, I think.
And Killer Instinct somewhere in there.
Oh yeah, that's the first thing I'm going to say. Now and there'll be a little small clip it or something of Killer Instinct 2. This is the time. This is the time. All right, so I got to do that. I got to do that every year. So this is the year. This is the year. All right, so Forza Motorsport will definitely be shown because it's going to come out this year. And if people think that it's not, all you got to do is just go back to last year, because remember, people was in doubt of Forza coming out last year because they didn't announce anything until at that point, and then it was Forza Horizon 5. So, and then just that's still plenty of time. So Forza Motorsport will probably come out anywhere between September and November, right before Starfield, or if it comes out in November. So that will be one. I was going to say Contraband. Contraband's going to be shown.
Somebody said that, because we don't know what it is really, but I want to know, like, the name,
right?
And kind of like that teaser.
It sounds like it's going to be. It sounds really dope. It sounds like it's going to be anywhere from that. Yeah, I mean, Contraband. I mean, that's what I'm saying. It's got to be. It's got to go. But let's go. You know what I'm saying? So, but it could be an over the top game like the one. I can't think of it. It's really over the top, where it's an open world, just crazy sandbox. You could put like boosters on cows and make them fly in the air, and you could ride on a plane. Yeah, Just Cause. I think that maybe Contraband could be anywhere from that crazy, or just kind of like maybe a serious cartel dope game. Like, either way sounds dope to me. I would be all in for it. Of course, we will get tons of Starfield, because even if we get some parts of Starfield, and this is what I'll know if we get like what Sir X-Men was saying, like just a kind of enough to wet the palate, then Jeff Keighley's going to show a lot more of Starfield at that time. If not, then we might see a lot, because this is their biggest game that's coming out. So we will get a good helping of Starfield this year, no doubt about it. It's going to be with either the Xbox Bethesda thing on the 12th, or it's going to be on Jeff Keighley stuff in August. So that then there's see, I didn't have notes. I should have wrote notes, but because it was just in my head and it left. Okay, yeah, more Hellblade. They'll show Scorn. We'll probably see some stuff from Ex Machina and from Bright Memory, because those games is most likely going to be announced and announced. But I think what they'll be announced as is Game Pass games. So I think when Sarah Bond gets up there, then that's when they'll start talking about the games that's going to be coming out available on.
Is that who you're talking? Award-winning Sarah Bond? Is that who you're talking about?
Oh yeah. So yeah, and then I think at that point there will be a surprise game that maybe Xbox gamers have been talking about, supposed to come to Xbox, but hasn't come yet. That will be granted to come on Game Pass. I was just going to let people have their imaginations on which game that could be. I mean, that's a full range.
You're thinking about Final Fantasy 7. I know.
Regardless of whatever you think, regardless, I'm just saying, let people use their imaginations on what that's going to be. So, yes, Range E4. This is my Mass Effect gameplay. I know this looks like me, don't it? It does. It is. You know what I'm saying? His name is Kareem Shepard. That is, because people didn't know. Kareem is my middle name. That's why it's the K Mega. So anyway, but yeah, Kareem Shepard. That's my great. I don't know where my last name went. Probably my son did something crazy and changed the last name to Shepard. Took a woman's name or something like that, and then it just changed. But this is, you know what I'm saying. But that is my future self. popping up in the future, kicking ass. Anyway, I love Mass Effect so much. But anyway, so that I think that because I don't think the deal will be done yet with Activision, but Xbox has to honor their obligations to Sony. So Call of Duty will not be shown at this thing. It'll be shown wherever PlayStation does or on Jeff Keighley's show. But Diablo 6 might get shown at the Xbox event because that has been something that has not been talked about. I've seen Mikey Barra post something.
Diablo 4?
No, Diablo 6, man.
But Diablo 3 is the only one that's the latest one that came out. So that would be 4.
It would be.
Well, is it 4?
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be 4.
Yeah, he's jumping into the future. Yeah, 4 and 5.
Oh, I'm thinking of
Skyrim.
I'm thinking of Skyrim. My
4
bad.
and 5
they're
would be
not talking
okay,
about-
but it's about
they're
that
not talking about-
6.
He's thinking about
yeah.
Elder Scrolls. That's what he's
Yeah,
thinking about.
Yeah.
Hold up. Wait a minute.
Yeah, but no, that's the Diablo
ain't right.
4. Yeah, so thank you for
You're
correcting
welcome,
me.
my friend. You're welcome.
So Diablo is one game. I don't know if they'll say anything about Overwatch because, like I said, then you're kind of getting. I mean, but it can be shown. It can get talked about on Bethesda.
There's a closed beta going on right now for Overwatch 2, and I'm hearing good things about it. So, yeah.
Rain said his head is huge. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. We. I'm not even going to go there. This is a family show.
Capsule for the ego is what it is.
Yes, the capsule for the ego. But yeah, Hellblade 2, more Hellblade 2 gameplay. Avowed will definitely get shown. Yeah, man, just tons of shit. Like, and I what I also hope for, not only with the Killer Instinct announcement, that it's in development, but in Exile and what they're doing.
Thank you, because they literally tweeted out a screenshot today.
Oh, did they?
Yes.
Did they?
Look it up on Twitter. They tweeted out a screenshot. It's like a stone hallway, but the lighting on it looked really good. The detail on the stone looked really good, and so like of course they're gonna be there. You know what I'm saying?
Right. Yes.
And we have no idea what they're working on.
Well, no, they're working on it's kind of like a cyberpunk-ish steampunk type of it's going to have that type of look, that vibe, and it's in the future like that. So I'm stoked. Now the question is it going to be a big open world first or third person, or will it be kind of like Wasteland? But from what I've read, is that it's supposed to be like a big legit huge game. So I don't know. And then lastly, I do want to say that I think Outer Worlds 2 will be talked about at least. I don't know if it's ready for prime time yet, but I feel that Outer Worlds will be talked about. And another hopeful is that I got to side with Crispy on this one and hope that they'll blow the doors off with 2, because this rumor has been out for a minute that there's 2 games in development from the Coalition. And one else is the Marcus Phoenix collection. The other is a different game. So
maybe they're doing Shanghai Nights finally.
I mean, that would be great. That would be great.
Dude, I was psyched about that. Back in 2013, like.
Yeah, or another type of another DLC to Gears 5 that's in the realm of and I'm talking like Crispy now.
No,
realm.
they're done. They're done. No,
of,
they're done with Gears 5, bro.
No, like, well, okay, well then I'm just telling you. Okay, well, I'm just saying. I'm just letting you know what I'm saying. Like,
love the enthusiasm. No, it's not happening. I'm just telling you.
Okay, right. So when the Marcus Phoenix don't show up, I'm gonna light your ass up. But anyway, but no, I hope it does. Okay. And so whatever the second game from Coalition will be, if it's Shanghai Nights or if it's some kind of extension to Hive Busters or anything like that, it'd be greatly warranted, needed, and appreciated. So yeah, no, I think that's going to be a 2.5 hour show. and it's gonna be lit.
God,
Let's
that's
hope.
a
I would
long
hope for 2.5.
show.
Without
Yeah, 2.5 hours, baby. That's what we talking about.
without too much diving in with the developers. When it comes down to it, say what you got to say. But
Starfield is going to get more stuff. Oh, and then of course Halo. There's going to be more Halo stuff to come because co-op is going to be coming around the corner in August. So they're going to that's in the season 2. So they're definitely going to throw that out there. And maybe talk a little bit about season 3.
Don't be surprised if they throw some Elder Scrolls 6.
Nah, that's way too far down the line. No. That's why
You never know, though.
Nah, I don't see that. And I didn't
That's
say
a
Fable.
wild card. That's something I would say.
That would be a big wild card.
Well, no, because what you would need to show is in the games I didn't say was Fable and Perfect Dark, and I don't think that. I mean, they'll talk about them, but I don't know if they'll show anything from either one of those games yet. So I don't know.
Dude, you got State of Decay 3 out there. Like, dude, there are so many games that they could just pull out of nowhere. Like,
right.
I'm just gonna sit back and fucking watch, bro. Like, that's what I'm gonna do. I'm just gonna say, what are you gonna do? I'm interested because if they fumble this, that's their problem, and I will absolutely call them out for that.
They're not going to fumble this show.
I'm just telling you, if that happens, goddamn, I am not going to accept that. They have the opportunity of a lifetime right now. You have all these consoles. You have all these consoles out in the wild. People could still buy them. I see nobody complaining about not being able to get a Series console, whether it be an S or an X. Nobody's complaining about it. They're complaining about not getting a PS5. So your opportunity is now.
Crispy, I went to the store. I went to the store and picked up my Series X, man. That was amazing.
Did you bring back a box of donuts?
That's what I'm saying. Like, and the worst part is you just came out with your 2 bangers of the year. You just did that. This is the time, okay? It's not perfect.
Here we go.
There's no huge game that has come out from Xbox Game Studios this year, technically. What huge game?
Well, yeah.
Microsoft has a tradition to put their stuff in the fall, but anyway.
Yeah.
Well, no, I know that. I know. I've said that many times. My point is now's the time to show what you're bringing out for the fall when you have the consoles out there. And
we have this
unfortunately,
conversation every damn year, and then what we do after every show, Xbox killed it. So I don't even know why we're having this conversation again.
I agree with that. I can't disagree with that.
I mean, the last Xbox show was great. The show before that was good.
Oh, yeah, it was.
Now, if you want, if you're trying to do a comparison, because Pred is.
We need more gameplay. We do. K-Mega. Come on.
He's an old grumpy man. But if you want to compare the Xbox's shows, now if you're going to say what Xbox needs to do is have another 2018 showing, then I'm all then hell yeah, then okay, then say that. But Xbox has not had a bad, awful showing since 2017. 2017 up has been really good, with 2018 being, like God tier. One of the best shows of all time. All
right. I just want to say this. Do you agree with me that if they hit a home run out of the park, I'm talking 500 foot less, anything less than 500 foot is not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about hitting a freaking home run out of the park, hits a car in the windshield, everything. You know what I mean? Like, if they do that right now with the next gen consoles, you could say the Series S shouldn't be talked about with this. Fine by me, but guess what? It's still capable of doing exactly what they need for these next gen games. You know what I'm saying? So you look at that and you say, why not hit it out of the park? It might be speculation, but this is what Sony's been doing. Dude, I saw a game. What was it? What the hell was it? Last Guardian. Okay. It got delayed for almost 10 years, it felt like. All right. And nobody said nothing. And then it came out like trash anyway. So
Actually, Halo
Tim?
Guardians was a good
you know
game.
what I'm saying? So I mean,
No, he's not talking about
if
Halo Guardians. He's
Xbox,
talking about
well, Halo, it is what it is. But I'll tell you right now, I see too many people enjoying that freaking game, bro. You know what I mean? So I'm
Yeah.
not gonna sit here and say
No, he's
nothing
talking about
about
the Last
Halo.
Guardian. No,
Yeah,
no,
the
no.
Last
Right, yeah,
Guardian,
yeah,
the Last Guardian was just like it. They kept bringing it out like it was something special, and it looked good when they showed it. But then when it actually played, and we're talking years later, when it actually played, people were disappointed.
Because it played
And I'm
like a
talking about
10-year-old game. That's why.
yeah, and that's the point. And it's just like people, hey, 2017, that's the earliest car you're gonna get in Gran Turismo. Oh, that's great. Great, really? I mean, Forza Motorsport should come out because you know what? It's time to put the boot on the throat. Let's go.
Oh,
Let's see it.
Hey, K-Mega.
Oh,
I think the
thought
boot on the
about-
throat is next year.
Hey,
The
K-Mega,
true boot on
but
the throat.
I thought
ahead.
about some announcements that they might show because we've been talking about this briefly, me and UK Mega.
Yeah.
They might show a lot of Japanese games that are coming to Xbox also.
Yeah.
define
Not
a
yet.
lot though. Like
I mean,
I
they're-
talk to
pretty
more
much-
than just you, Xbox.
Mhm.
Don't be getting all jealous and shit.
I'm not jealous. That's why I'm.
Oh, okay, then I was just
I'm
checking,
losing your
that's
number
all.
right now. Let me block you on my phone.
Wow. Oh, wow.
Yeah. But dude, I love what everybody's talking about here. Hold on, real quick. I'm gonna hit up a couple super chats. First off, RG Viper X was the first to hit up the super chat. That is right, people. The super chat does work. Go ahead and use it, man. It helps out the channel. It helps out the show immensely. I definitely appreciate it. He says Xbot448 is the best bot. That is right, people. There might be one or two other people out there trying to claim this. I don't claim it every day, but we all know that Xbot is the best bot. And shout out to if I get this name wrong, I do apologize. But Coco Chate. That's all. That's how I'm seeing it, guys. That's how I'm reading it. Correct me if I'm wrong in the chat, but hitting up that super chat definitely appreciate
That might be
it.
Pred's OnlyFans name.
Yeah, Coco Chain. But thank you for the support,
No, mine's
man.
Peanut Butter Lover.
He says,
Woof.
do you guys
Woof.
think we will see Hellblade 2 gameplay? And I got news
Yes.
for you, bro.
Yes.
We did already see gameplay as well.
Yes.
People didn't believe it. They were like, well, where's the HUD and stuff like that? And I think when it comes to this game, it's going to be very minimalist. I think the stuff, kind of like in Hellblade 1, the stuff was kind of like on her belt and stuff like that you could see. I think it's going to be that way. The HUD's going to be very minimal. But what we saw with the Giant, that was gameplay. Believe it or not, people were like, no, that was cutscene CGI, and no, that was gameplay, people. But I hope we see more. It's all good. My name is Saul. So shout out to Saul for hitting up the super chat. Definitely appreciate it.
That's not how you spell Saul.
Mm.
Coco Chate.
Coco Chate. I kind of like that name though. It's kind of weird. It kind of rolls off the tongue. But guys, Redfall. I definitely want to see Redfall. I'm excited for that. I want to see more of Contraband. Not a deep dive. I don't know when it's supposed to be coming out or anything like that, but I want to hear more about what the game is. Of course, Forza Motorsport. That's probably my most anticipated. They haven't announced this game to come out this year. All right, and I'm praying that it comes out. I need me some Motorsport. It has been a while since a new one has come out. I definitely agree with the whole Halo thing. I think there's going to be some Halo in there. I know some people are claiming that they are going to, with their thoughts and opinions and stuff, that they are going to announce a full-on battle royale for Halo. I don't know.
Hey,
how
but what about some DLC for Forza Horizon 5?
Well, dude, I bought the pack that had 2 DLCs. I did. I bought that.
I got it too. But where's the DLC?
That is a good question, man. And I'm to see when you say that, that makes me think that maybe Motorsport would be next year. Then but I don't. I want it this year. I want
No,
Motorsport this
it's
year.
made by two different people though. One's made by
Yeah,
Turn
but
10, one's made by
you don't
Playground.
want to drown one with the other. You know what I'm saying? Like they're two
Well, we
racing.
thought that about Halo. You talk
They've
about
done
two
it
racing
before.
games. Yeah, they've done it
They've
before.
done it before. They've had them both out at
I
this
wouldn't like that.
one year, then the next year.
Yeah.
DLC is a different thing. It's not a game.
Yeah, I
You
guess
know what I'm
DLC
saying? It's
beginning,
not
maybe
different.
beginning of 2023, like bring it out in January or
That's a
whatnot.
long time to wait for a DLC.
Yeah, no,
for a
they'll be
game
bringing
that's
DLC
been out
this
for
year.
2 years.
Yeah,
It's
because I
gotta
mean,
come out.
remember Forza was coming out every year.
Every other
So,
year, right?
so there was DLC dropping while the other Forza would drop.
Mm-hmm. I
Again,
got all the
you
DLC for
you make a
Forza 7.
point. You definitely make a point on that, man. But I'm really excited. I will check my work schedule. I will have to make adjustments if for some rhyme or reason my job wants me to work on June 12th. Like really, but
Hey, life comes first, my friend.
hey, I still got holidays. I still got holiday, aka vacation time. So I can do the whole thing and still get paid for it. So with that being said, guys, we do have other topics. Let's get into other things here. Where do we go? Where do we go from here? We're definitely we're gonna touch on this whole game trials demos thing that was talked about today as well. Now, for people who don't know, PS Plus and PlayStation Now are getting rolled together, and they created a tier system. At the very top, premium tier, basically the extras that they added in was the ability to play 2 hour uh, limited time 2 hour game trials or demos, but I guess it's game trials here. Um, Other than that, Destin Legary has come out and it's talked about like, well, how pro consumer they are to charge people to play basically demos and whatnot. And Crispy, you heard Crispy earlier on the show. EA with their EA Play, they do 10 hours when it comes to their game trials. You can go in and start the game and you can play it for 10 hours before you decide whether or not you want to buy this. It has been kind of crazy altogether. Shout out to RG Viper, who has been a member for half a year. So he says, so is God of War Ragnarok DLC? And will there be a game trial of this DLC on PS Plus Premium? Bro, if you talk to Jaffe, he'll tell you DLC. But it's been going back and forth on this whole game trial thing. I got to ask you guys what you think about the top tier being charged for game trials. And again, like I feel like it's not enough in terms of the trials anyway. 2 hours, and the only way I could think this, and again, this might be me being the best bot here. I'm like, well, a lot of Sony's games are so short that they can only do 2 hours anyway, just to make sure that you don't like beat the game or get like incredibly far in the game. They only 2 hours for it. What do you guys? Let's see. Let's go to let's go K Mega first on this. What do you think about this whole?
Go to Pred again, because Pred didn't really talk that much tonight.
I'm letting y'all talk.
No.
I went first last time.
I'm just trying to be courteous.
I'm trying to get everybody to go first.
Don't hold the door for him.
Is what I'm trying to do. That's my mindset when I do this stuff. I try to get everybody to go first on at least one topic.
I don't want to go first. No, I'll go first. Damn it! Did I get a 3-second violation? Ain't that a blip? Anyway, it's crunch time, so I gotta put the scam stick down. Anyway, all right.
Yeah, I was gonna say, if you're not playing online, you can pause that shit, man.
No, I'm good. Okay. But no, the situation is Okay, so if I had this conversation with Brap earlier today,
Oh man.
and so
I feel-
and so and so I posted something else that was pretty funny because the whole issue is because people, they stacked up. It was just like with Xbox when the whole Game Pass thing was, everybody starts stacking up their Xbox Live so they can have a continuance of when they get Game Pass, that all rolls into one.
yeah.
Well, Sony has cut that off. So
hold on. Did people stack up and now it won't roll?
Sony is
into
cutting it off. It won't roll. Yeah, it won't roll over. And Neo Spark, he confirmed it. She confirmed it. She confirmed it first with talking about her issues, because I think he was on the show. He was on GRG when she was talking about her PlayStation issues. But then Neo Spark confirmed it. Then it was other people confirming it. So Sony is just cutting that off. Like, nah, you ain't rolling anything. And so I'm only glad that I paid for an extra 6 months instead of for another year, because I was hoping that it would roll over too, but it's not. So I don't know how they're going to fix that, but they definitely have to fix that. So with everything else with this, like with the conversation with Brap, it was like, well, I feel that this has got a good value. And I said, okay, I got you. But the biggest problem with this is, to me, is that when you compare it to other values out there, and I just brought up EA Access, you get a 10-hour trial, you pay $5.99 or $30 a year, and then I just stopped it there. So I did not put the ball in his court. So then he brought up about the tiers. You can also play games that's going to be second and third party. Sony, well, I don't know if Sony confirmed that or if somebody said that Sony was going to do that. I don't know, but I don't know. I don't know about that. But they just said that Sony was going to do the demo aspect, the 2-hour demo thing, and the developers didn't want to do that. Didn't have to do that. They didn't hear no confirmation about that, but that's just rumor. But still, what if they put out within that 2 hours a critical moment within that second or third party game that is critical? And if somebody plays that, because really part of a demos is you get to a part that's pretty exciting and get you excited to jump in and like, oh man, this game is going to be hot. And then you go, and then when you go back and play that, then it's like, oh shit, I played that already. And that could been from, right from the very beginning, or that could been towards the middle end of the game or whatever. With the EA Access though, where I like that so much better with the 10-hour trials, that it's from the beginning of the game, and then you got 10 hours to see how much you like that game or not, from beginning to whenever that 10 hours stop. I looked, and so when I brought up the part about the EA Access situation, then, like I said, he brought up the thing about the second and third party and how that tier system it's got much more value on the PlayStation end than EA Access. So I said, well, if you're going to bring up the second and third party aspect of it with the tiers, then you can also add the situation with Game Pass with EA Access, because that would be considered a tier, and you have games that you could just play right through there. So, of course, he said now you picking straws, and he tried to, say some other kind of crazy shit. But I mean, the real situation behind it is that Sony, this is no demo should be behind any type of paywall. Period. Now, if they offered the 10-hour trial, then if that's a 7-hour trial, then I could say, okay, I understand that. That's 7
trial.
Yeah, well, yeah, 5 hours, but 7 to 10 is definitely like, I mean, that's cool, because if because they're going to have quite a few second and third party games that's going to be in there. So that is really, really cool, and people can make a distinction of what games they want to get and things like that. But 2 hours is just, especially if Sony's going to have a lot of those games like RPGs, Japanese RPGs, things like that into their ecosystem. Those games don't really start kicking off until the 10th hour.
Your laundry is done by the time those 2 hours are done.
I mean,
Yo,
like,
for real.
you know what I'm saying? Like, I mean, I know everybody has this joke of talking about, well, you know, some Sony games, you only play them and they're only 10 hours or whatever. But now the reality is that 2 hours is just a bite size these days, as big as these games are. And so you can go in and you can, and it's according to when they show the demo, are they going to show? That's what I'm saying. Like, if they have the devs do it, then the devs is going to make sure that they get the best parts of the game that they can do. And if Sony does it, they'll do the same. But if Sony doesn't, if Sony's just saying, look, we'll take care of it, don't worry about it, and they show a pivotal part of the game, and that's a spoiler or whatever, that might turn some people off of like, well, shit, I'm not playing that game. I'm playing that game because I already know what that game is going to be like. So, especially if it's a single player experience. So it is just so weird to me that this was one of their go-tos for their top tiers. I just don't get it. So for me, I don't look at it as a
hook for their top tier, man.
Right. Well, that, and then you have access to the older games, but then again, that situation is foggy because you don't know what that library of games are going to be for PlayStation 1 to PlayStation 4, or I should say PlayStation 3. You know, is it going to be emulated properly to where these games look like they would if they would be emulated, or are these games just going to be looking like what they did off the PlayStation 4, where they're just the actual game and they got no enhancements whatsoever? So it's all about the library. Like, how many PlayStation 1 games? Because that is my favorite console for PlayStation.
1 and 2 for me.
Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Well, 2 is also a good one, but then I also like 3 a lot. So what games are you going to have on there? Like, are you going to have games like Legend of Legaia, Legend of Lagoon? Are you going to give me Wild Arms? Are you going to give me Toshinden? Are you going to give me something out of that?
You know, Resistance?
Ridge Racer 4. There's tons of, you know,
Ridge Racer.
You know, what games, and Ridge Racer might be one of those games, and I might risk it all for Ridge Racer 4, just to listen to that music. I know the game looks ugly as hell, but that music in that game is so worth it to me that I might do it. So yeah, no. So to me, like, I'm a huge fan of the PlayStation 1 titles. So how many of those games are going to be coming? You know, so Xenogears, all that other stuff. So PlayStation 2. What will they show? Like, will I get some Parasite Eve? Will I get some Parasite Eve 2? Like, there's just, you know, I mean, will we get the Bouncer? Will we get Brute Force?
Rumble Race?
You know what I'm saying? You know, like, yeah, like, well, I don't know. That's more of an EA game, but yeah, no, those type of games too. Like, I don't know. Like, so PlayStation 3, will we get a Heavenly Sword? I don't know. Can they work that out with Microsoft? But I mean, I know
Microsoft will play with them. Like,
yeah, I think Microsoft will be cool with that because, you know, Phil was talking about emulation. So, and so yeah. So, like, would they bring Heavenly Sword? Would they bring some of those titles that, like, from Yakuza that haven't been in the collection? Like, what games are you going to bring? And then on top of that, will those games look good? So I am still on the fence heavily, and then now finding out the news about they're going to force people to buy into their program and not roll over the stuff that they're supposed to. So that is so really anti-consumer.
You know what?
It's gonna turn a lot of people off for sure.
You heard Sony hired devs to work on the emulation so people could play the old discs on the new console PS5.
Yeah. No, I didn't hear that.
They hired devs programmers to help them with emulating, like we do, a lot of their older games from the previous consoles.
That's for PC, Sir X. Come on, man.
No. It's for PlayStation. I saw it.
PC as well.
I saw it.
So
I'll pull it back and I'll put it in the DMs later so you guys can see it.
Yeah, I'll definitely check that out. Now,
I thought you would have known about that one.
I got it.
And it's also be pricing with these games too, because will you have an option to buy any of these games, or will these games will have to stay behind the paywall?
Oh yeah, will Sony make it just
right? Like, I mean, those are
download only.
Right,
yeah.
you can't use discs, but will they only use it to where you can't buy any of these games individually except for the new games from PlayStation 4, PlayStation 5 accessible, but The rest of the games you have to pay into the top tier in order for you to still play them.
Now,
Those are a
technically, that's
lot of
what we
questions.
do with our Xbox, though, K-Mega. We actually put the older disc in, and then it doesn't download it from the disc. It downloads it from their backwards
That's not the same thing,
compatibility.
Sir X, man.
Right. But I think that's what they're trying to do. That's why
No,
we
that's
got the
you
programmer.
can't put no disc into you can't put a place. I got a few PlayStation 1 and 2 games in my closet. I can't put that into a PlayStation 5
I know,
and play
but
it.
they
Right.
are
Okay. Yeah.
hiring people to do that.
No,
Yo,
they're
you better
not.
put. Yo, we need that. We need
I'm
that link
gonna
at
go.
the
Let
end.
me go
You can
relook for this.
put the link. Because the last
Right,
link that you sent
let's
us.
It's
not
got to
get
show on
messy.
my
Yeah.
likes,
Let's not
so
get
I
messy.
like
Yeah,
it,
you're gonna
so
show that
it'll
to me.
show up, right?
Well,
Okay.
because
All right.
well, first off, K Mega made good points on we don't know what the games are that are coming with these tiers. Like, as far as the stacking goes, let me step back real quick. As far as the game trials go, again, I feel like it's light on time. I don't necessarily have a problem with them in the top tier, and here's why. I don't have to buy them when it comes down to it. It doesn't bother me personally because when it comes down to it, I just want to get it. Now the thing about this is, you guys in the chat can argue with me all you want, but this is supposed to be their answer to Game Pass. All right, this is supposed to be their answer. This tier system is supposed to be their answer to Game Pass. And when you hold them together, when you look at them side by side, this system, this new PlayStation Plus, does not hold a candle to Game Pass in no way, shape, or form. And when it comes down to it, what I think is slick from Sony here, right? They're rolling the service that people spend money on to play online in with like their PlayStation Now. So the bottom tier is just basically PlayStation Plus. It's just the ability to play games online. And if in their house they're also thinking this is competing with Game Pass, wait for the marketing here on how many more people they have in their new PlayStation Plus service compared to like other services, quote unquote other services, where Game Pass is separate from Xbox Live Gold. You can buy Gold separately. All right, you don't have to get the Ultimate that has Gold rolled into it. Okay, so there, for people who don't buy Game Pass and just have Gold, that number does not count in terms of how many subscribers there are with Game Pass. You guys see where I'm saying in terms of
Right.
marketing,
Yeah.
what they're doing here? They're rolling in kind of like that mandatory fee if you want to play, the third party games,
It's a
basically if
narrative.
you want to play online, right? Except for free to plays, those are not behind that paywall, but they're putting all those people into this service just so they could be like, hey, look how many more people we have, right? Get ready for it. It's gonna happen. People out there on social media are gonna be like, wow, look at how many people have subscribed to the new PlayStation Plus. And that's when you got to ask them how many of them are on the bottom tier and are just using this to play online, because if they don't invest in this, then they can't play games online. Where on Xbox, you can buy gold if you don't want Game Pass. I feel that is very interesting, and just wait for the people to put it out there, because the number is just they're gonna inflate the numbers here and try to get people to think that people are investing on the higher tiers of this whole thing, when I feel like the majority, the backbone of it, are just going to be people that want to play online on their PlayStation 5. But the whole
Plus, you can
stacking
use
thing,
active cards too on Xbox too. If you have cards at Microsoft, will acknowledge it.
if you have what happened?
If you have subscription codes, Microsoft will acknowledge it if you have those cards and add it to your service. They still acknowledge the cards.
Yeah, what he's saying is that PlayStation is not honoring it.
Right.
As
They
of
won't.
now.
They're not.
As
letting
of
you do that.
now, this
Yeah.
is new. I mean, let's be honest, but
Oh
as
no!
of now,
Okay, let me read what somebody said. Can confirm. I had an extra year of PlayStation Plus. I haven't redeemed, but this is from a person that's a pro PlayStation person. I've had an extra year of PlayStation Plus. I haven't redeemed yet. It won't let me extend my membership. Man, PlayStation, y'all better figure this out. This ish out.
Yeah, he's not the only one that had that problem. They've been calling customer service about it and everything.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, the whole stacking thing, I mean, it just shows how much Xbox wanted to get people into their service, how much Xbox believes in their Game Pass service. Where if you look at Sony's side of things, it, it's they're more cutthroat with their consumer base. I mean, let's be realistic on this. You know, they are more cutthroat with their consumer base. They won't necessarily hand out extra. I mean, look at what they're doing, and they're giving you 2-hour game trials on their highest tier of PlayStation Plus. They're giving you something, but they're not
They're
burying you
giving
in
you something
goodness.
that's
how
not
about
really nothing.
They're not
how about
showering
God of
you.
War Ragnarok day and date at their highest tier? I
Yeah.
think that's what we're looking for. I'm sorry, but there's no comparison, people. You can sit here and tell me there is, but there's not. Because the way we look at Xbox games is totally different from some people that just, throw the pom-poms out there and are like, oh, this is the greatest thing in the world. Well, sometimes we have games that we're just like, oh, we love them, but yeah, no, you're not doing the right things. So we call them out. It's called being logical. All right.
The customer is
You're
always right.
playing.
That's what I
You're
heard.
playing the damn game. Okay. You love the game. It's hard. It's like Gears for me. Okay. But I still call them out. I was one of the haters at the time. I said, Rod Ferguson was gone. Good, motherfucker. Get out of here. You don't want to be here. A lot of people looked at me like, oh, you crazy. And then Highbuster came out and they're like, oh, shit. Oh, what happened there? All right. So I don't want to hear no bullshit. Okay. You got to call out the damn company that, you have only a PlayStation. Freaking call them out. Be like, yo, what are you doing? Like seriously.
Yo,
It's not that hard.
well, real quick, I want to shout out to the Elusive Gamer because yeah, he says they're combining the numbers as it will be higher out the gate. Is it smart? Yes. Will fanboys that bash Game Pass for years use it as fuel? Yep. That's exactly right, man. They have built this up in terms of their marketing, and I said this in a couple DMs I'm in, and of course it just kind of got passed by real quick. I was like, yo, that's a slick business move, man. Rolling everybody that's in the baseline PlayStation Plus. That just want to play online. They don't care about the game trials. They don't care about emulating PS3. Like they
Kept
don't
that
care
at
about
60
none of
bucks.
that.
Yeah.
But they're in there as that as a part of that bigger number. That's slick. That's a slick business move. But I gotta say, I see through it. I believe a lot of people in the chat see through it. I know the panel sees through it. So when they do start touting it, just that you got to let them know. It's like
This is the biggest
people want to play
upset
online.
thing that Sony did with this situation. These people paid money. A lot of people just paid the 60 bucks and bought the cards. They paid for those cards. They held on to them so when it's time for them to renew, they can renew. For them not to be able to use it, or you curve it into the system if they use their cards, it's not fair to these people. They spent their money for your system, and so they bought multiple cards. You gave them the option to buy multiple cards and add them years. For you to take that away from them after they spent their money is totally wrong. And if they do this, I can honestly see a
Well-
lawsuit coming against them for doing something like this because they paid that money for those cards,
All right, they
especially
said.
for the ones
All
that
right,
hold on to the receipts.
Sir X-Man, they said no stacking. So when it comes to the example that K Mega had, I believe he'll still be able, once what he has is up, think he'll still be able to use his card to continue.
What tier is
They
it
said they
being
want
put
them to
in?
use it. They said I
That's what
heard
I'm saying, right?
one
It's
person
the
said from a
tier.
customer service,
What
you have to
tier?
wait
It'll
to the
be the
end
lowest
of
tier.
that year
Yeah,
is
of
up.
course it will.
They
So
said you have to wait
so
till that
it's
year is up before you can use that card that you stacked. You can't just throw it on and just have continuous years, and it
that's-
tells you when your subscription ends. They won't let you do
I know
that.
people that have stacked 4 or 5 years
Mhm.
of Game Pass
Xbox
Ultimate,
cards and
bro.
Xbox cards.
Yeah,
Dude,
I'm one of
not
them.
even Xbox Live, just a Game Pass Ultimate. They have this for like the next 4 to 5 years.
Yeah.
Okay. And people are like, oh no, that's not what it is. No. You can't get the cheap, you can't get the $1. You know, like a lot of people
Right.
did for a couple of years.
No.
Like that 3 years, that was rare. That like I seen enough people I know, but you know, we're all in the know, and it's like, well, I just didn't have the money or I didn't care to do it. You know what I mean? And it's one of those things like I'm just like, hey, you did it, great on you, but I mean, this is not what we're talking about. They went from $1 to Game Pass Ultimate. Okay, like that's what they have. All right, and Game Pass Ultimate is you get PC Game Pass as well.
You get cloud.
And you're gonna
everything.
soon get mobile Game Pass. I'm telling you, it's gonna happen, and people are gonna be pissed. But guess what? They're gonna make tons of money, and we're gonna get great games on our damn console, and that's what I want to see.
They're making money now.
No, they're making money now, but I'm telling you right now, it's gonna be hand over fist. Once the cloud gets completely released, everything's looking good. They have all the server blades they want, and they start going to other countries. We're just gonna get great games, dude. And I'm gonna be a console gamer until I die. But you know what? I look at it and I say, you know what? You're making money off these mobile gamers. You're making money off, you know, Call of Duty, whatever games that I'm not interested in. Guess what? I think I'm going to get better games because you're making money off these other games that I don't care about. And that's fine for me. I'm not saying that, you know, I hate anybody that loves those type of games. It's just not for me. So where's the bad in it right now? I mean, it could change, but as long as Phil's there, I don't feel that's the case.
But I'm talking about what Sony's doing wrong, man. You know what I'm saying?
Sony doesn't want to listen to the gamers. Let's be honest.
Let me finish real quick.
It's pretty simple, dude.
If you want to try and be just as good as the competition, do not destroy your fan base, which it seems like they're
for the
on the road
players
to
is
doing
dead. Okay, we can
Oh,
accept this on this
damn.
panel, but for the players is dead. Okay. You know, I see a lot of people that are like, oh, Xbox is doing these kind of shady things, and they're just a bigger company and this and that. When those same people said, oh, they can't do that, and we're gonna do this better. And then they said, "Oh, they're a bigger company, but we're more organic." Oh, really? Okay, you're more organic. All right, great. Well, think about this for a second. And then they sit there and they go, "Oh no, I didn't know what happened. I don't know. This is completely. Oh, they're just a bigger company." Well, if you were gonna kill that bigger company to begin with, why are we talking about this right now? And that's where I go and say, no, this is ridiculous. Okay, where's the conversation? Where did it end? Where did it begin? But at the end of the day, you said something that I just can't make sense of. And we continue to go around this. It's like politics at this point. Let's just go around this big circle and let's just yell at each other and then see what happens after. And we sit there and we all laugh about it, at least the people that are logical at the end of the day. But there's some people that just go to extremes and have to make different profiles and DM people threatening stuff and do all kinds of wild stuff. And then all of a sudden you might as well be in politics. You might as well be a Republican or a Democrat. That's the way I look at it, and
That's
that's
for
the problem.
That's for Sunday's show.
I'm a Democrat. What's
No,
this
no,
gotta do
you
with
might as
happening?
well be either or.
I
I'm
just
not
don't-
either or.
I don't understand.
He said you might
I
as
know,
well
no,
be in that arena.
I got what he's saying, but that is where did all that go? And why Fred ain't said nothing yet?
No,
Yeah,
no,
really.
I'm getting the Fred. I was waiting. I was
I
waiting
was
for
letting
Crispy to
Crispy have
breathe.
his moment.
Yeah. I was waiting for Crispy to breathe, and then I was gonna get Fred.
Crispy
He
ran.
did not tell me to shut the fuck up, so I'm good.
I was getting close. I was
Crispy,
getting close.
shut the
I was
fuck
almost
up.
there. I was like, okay, I'm gonna let this fucking finish.
If it goes
Go ahead,
anymore,
Fred. What you think about this shit, bro? We ain't heard
Fred,
from you in a
Fred,
minute.
we're talking,
man.
PlayStation Plus, highest tier. They're 2-hour game trials. They're not letting people stack their service now. You heard the example from K Mega. What's your reaction? What's your response to all this, man? Because it just seems like the more
Bullshit.
and more we get into this generation, the more and more kind of like anti-consumer Sony is showing themselves to be. But am I wrong on this, man?
No, you're not wrong. I think they have one tier too many. To be honest with you, that last tier should just be the second tier, and that should be it. Like,
Facts.
like that. I think even with the trials, like, I mean, it's just like the first tier is basically what it is now. Second tier adds 400 games or something like that. They can come and go.
Yeah.
That's like their version of Game Pass. And then the third tier adds, I think streaming, the
PS3.
2-hour trial, and something else, I think. But there's really not that much of a difference between, like, it's. I look at it like this: who's really going to be here? Here's where that third tier is going to come into play when a new game comes out. Like, let's see God of War go in that third tier for 2 hours. People they're going to get FOMO, and they're going to jump and get it for that month, and then they'll drop back down. Or they'll just they'll drop back down to tier 1. I mean, you'll see people kind of fluctuate between tiers, I think, depending on what's going on with one tier versus the other. I think 2 hours is really short, and it isn't even the fact that they're forcing devs to do it is the way I've read it online. Like, they're making devs do this. They're making them put the trial in the game, which is going to add more time for development and everything like that. They got to put this trial in there. And I'm looking at the way Microsoft does it. Even when they made that transition, right? When they transitioned over to like, you could buy, you can buy up your shit. You could stack it. That's why I think K Meg was saying, like, you can get all those. I can get like fucking. I think you could have did it for up to like what fucking almost 2-3 years. If you had enough codes, like, and they were honoring that shit. They weren't trying to get you out of there. They're trying to get you to stay in it, even if it was $1. Like, it didn't matter. Like, they were, that's pro consumer. What Sony's doing is really fucked up, especially with them not. I think the stacking thing fucking sucks. I think the tiers fucking suck. They should just go. And I hate. If you mimic something, if you not mimic, that's the word I'm looking for. If you see something is working, you copy it, right? And instead of trying to do some different shit, some weird different shit, they should have just said, what is the imitation is the best form of flattery?
Yeah.
They should have just fucking copied what the fuck Xbox did. Just do it the same fucking way, because it works. And I don't think anybody would have complained if they said, hey, even if it was a day and date like Xbox does. And where's the PC stuff? Like, there's no tier for PC on there, even though they got a fucking store page on Steam. Like, what if I'm a PC gamer and I want to play these games? Can I do that? No. There's no option for that on PC.
Ooh.
And I mean, like, I would much rather play. Like, again, this is where Microsoft was genius. If you don't have an Xbox, you can still play Xbox games in other places. You can stream it. You can play on your cloud. You can play on your Xbox. I mean, on your PC, streaming. Like, it's all included in one big fucking package. Whereas this shit, and if they were gonna have a third tier, it should have been for PC. Instead
They
of
don't
that
even have
bullshit.
any third-party games in their package. That's the thing.
Yeah, and that's the other part too. That they don't have any. They're not gonna. I mean, not saying they can't later, but they don't right now. Maybe they get a 2-hour trial or something like that for maybe a third-party game to come in there. But like, I don't know. I think it's stupid. It's dumb. It's just stupid to me. I don't like it. I mean, I would just stick with me if I get another PlayStation. I'm sticking with the first tier. There's really no benefit for me unless I just want to play those older games and stream them. And I think it said you could download them, whatever. But like outside of that, I don't really play old games like that. So for me, the first tier, I think most people are going to stay in that first tier. I think.
but they're
I
gonna
really
count.
don't
They're gonna count it. And they're gonna market it as like so many million people are
join
on the
because it's yeah.
new PS Plus.
They didn't have a fucking choice. Yeah. So
It's such smoke and mirrors, though, bro. Really is.
The money is going to sit there and dictate how that works, though, because when they go through the when they do their quarterlies and all that, and then when they look and say, oh well, this was up 10%, and then you look at the competition and the competition is up let's say 15%, then the competition is still getting more revenue at the end of the day, regardless of what that number is going to show for fanboys and girls. It's going to that the investors is going to be the ones that's going to look and say, okay, well, what do we need to do to make sure that we can keep up with what Game Pass is doing, instead of just saying, oh, well, this number looks good, because at the end of the day, it's all it's got to be about making money.
well, here's something else that no one thought about either. With them revamping this the way they're doing it right now, it goes live in June. What games are going to go in there?
Yep.
Like what game is gonna, like, the next game that comes out is like what, God of War? What about like where's Horizon? How come that's not gonna show up in there? Forbidden West? Where is
They'll probably have
Ratchet and Clank?
trials.
When is that gonna come in?
They'll probably have like 2-hour trials for those, for people who didn't play.
Yeah, so I gotta pay for a trial of a game that's already out. Why can't you just put it in there?
Maybe
Just put it in there.
Maybe.
Subscribe.
Now here's the thing:
Like, put
is this
that
PS5?
what game, like Kate Mason, what games are in that tier? And what games in tier 2? Why isn't Ratchet and Clank in there?
Why
Why
isn't the
isn't
previous God of
Last
War
of Us
in there?
2 in there? Why is it?
I guarantee Spider-Man will be one of those games, because
the first tier, the first tier it's got all their platinum. I want to say platinum games. All their, like, I forgot how it read.
Greatest
They're blockbuster games, like those, like
the
in the
cheap
final
games
tier,
that comes
right?
out in the beginning of the year. Okay, I mean,
Yeah,
comes in
remember how they had
first of the generation. Yeah, platinum hits.
those are already
and
in
stuff
there.
that.
But like, okay, so second tier, you mean to tell me I can't get Ratchet and Clank in second tier? I can't get Returnal in second tier? Those games are old. They should be in there now at this point.
How about
you're gonna have
Tsushima?
Yeah, like, where are those games? How come those games aren't in there? So, like, I want to see the games. I want to see what games are putting in there.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's gonna come down to that.
What's gonna hurt them though is with their tiers, the way it's set up. Wait a minute, I'll repeat: Game Pass, and they get Call of Duty for free, and we don't get it over here. We got to pay the full price. That's what's gonna be the big hitter. I don't like Call of Duty, but the truth.
So you're saying Microsoft's going to slap their balls on the table?
Wow!
You give us 70%, and you take your little 30.
Flashbacks,
and that'll take care of my people over here on
Sounds like a
Game
you
Pass.
problem.
Thank you.
It really was.
So what about another question too? Like, what about games like, let's say they market like a game like they did with Deathloop, right? Will that be in the trial? I'm just using that because that was the first game that popped in my head. But like,
I mean,
what about because like, that's what we're paying for. But like,
and they're not even give you a discount. That's the sad part. If
they
you decide to buy the game.
off.
And here, I think here's the kicker when it comes to all this, because again, playing like the older games and stuff, which is great. When you look on the other side of the fence though, and K Mega, this kind of what I'm saying here, it's not an article that was made, but I can guarantee you this is what's going on. When it comes to any type of enhancements, nah, bruh, nah. Like, you're getting the original game.
I've heard. I know. I'm still trying to hold for it, but it's
you're not
PlayStation.
getting. I mean, you might get like
put enough effort into shit.
Overall horsepower, maybe stabilizing some frame dips from the original games and stuff, but you're not getting any type of enhancements when these. It's just going to be those games in their original form, just played on the hardware. when it comes down
Yeah.
to it. It's kind of
And the
crazy. And for
SSDs
people,
ain't gonna make
and
them
for
faster
and
either.
and for people who will come out and be like, well, it's different than Game Pass and stuff. You got to remember what Jim Ryan said before all this was announced. Somebody, there was an interview where they asked him about Game Pass. He's like, oh, don't worry about it, guys. We got an answer for Game Pass. It's coming out soon. And then they came out with this. So this is their answer to Game Pass, and that's what makes people compare them when it comes down to it. And when you compare them, it's like apples to oranges, guys. It's really not the same, and it's crazy, man. I remember
Yeah.
back in 2013, the PS4, it got a lot of momentum because riding on the tails of being pro consumer, this is how you let your friend use your game. This, that, whatnot. Like they were really trying to be like, hey, no, we're here for you guys, and such, and see now the start of this generation, they're not necessarily like that anymore. And it's like, no, you want to pay for these, and when it comes down to it, we're gonna talk about our numbers for this service because we thought about it already, and the people who are just paying to play online, yeah, they're in that pool as well. So our numbers are going to look huge when it comes down to it. It's slick. It's business. It's
Deceptive.
it's
Well,
Sony.
let me read this. Let me read this so we can get a better idea. Okay, so all right, with the regular plan, you get the monthly PS5, PS4 downloadable games, which are those free games that you get monthly. Okay, so when you go to the PS, that's the PS Plus Essential. The next, the other tier you have with that is exclusive discounts, cloud storage, online multiplayer access. Okay, so that's part of the first tier as well. So that's the first tier. Second tier is what I said, the PSN games monthly, and your access to online, keeping your cloud storage, all that stuff, right? And the discounts. Then what they add is a downloadable catalog of nearly 400 PS5, PS4 games, that's the PS Now element of it.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's the second tier, and where Pred is absolutely right. Like PS Plus Extra should have just been that. But okay, so here comes their third and last tier. All right, so the things that you get included is what I said, plus you get PS3 games streaming, not downloadable, but streaming. Now, I don't know if they changed that, but it says PS3 games streaming.
No, they haven't changed that.
Okay, so they're not even downloadable.
No.
Okay, so and then they give the PlayStation 1, PlayStation 2, and PSP game catalog for downloading and streaming. Okay, then to finish it off, as though this is the big thing, timed limited game trials for 2 hours. So you're telling people for $100 a month.
No, not
or hold on,
$100.
$120 a year. I mean, $120 a year. You're only getting stream PS3 games, and you don't know how many of those games are going to be there. And it is only it's only just for everything for just for the premium. It's for the older stuff and the 2 hour trials.
Mm-hmm.
That's what you're paying $120 for. A lot of people ain't going to do that, Jack. They're just going to do the PlayStation Plus Extra, or they're just going to keep their PlayStation Essential. Because look, for me, I'm like, okay, you know what? Look, I'm cool. I'll see what's going on here. You know what I'm saying, with those games. But like I said, it's about what you do. But if you're only going to stream PS3 games, and then the other games, and then and then check this out. You don't have the option to buy those games, like I said earlier. And if you lose your account, you lost those games.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Because you could potentially lose your saves through the cloud.
because
happened to D.
that's what happened to D.
Mhm.
So, and then people will tell you, well, that's why you got to get like a USB and download your data into the stick. Why the hell should I do all that?
And then
I
when
paid-
you re-download the
I paid
game again, it's gonna
$500
get
for a
corrupted.
console. I paid $500 for this shit.
And $300 for an SSD.
And yeah, 300. Yeah, you know what I'm saying. So what are you
I
talking
can't save my
about,
shit on. I can't-
bro? I can't save. I can't just keep that shit into that powerful tracking to SSD. Yeah, bro. And storage and all this hot component this hot ass console Sony made for us, and you telling me that I potentially will lose my shit if anything, Lord forbid,
when it comes to cloud
anything
storage,
bad happens in my life,
when it comes to cloud
to where
storage,
I can't keep doing it.
like
Yeah.
you lose it, you know, if you're not paying for the service. But if you go in and pay for the service again, do they have like your saves archived or anything like that?
No,
it's gone
No,
completely. Like,
it's
so you have to
gone.
be consecutive. And you have
Yes.
to, wow, that's bullshit.
If you
That's
lose
why
it
they
for
tell
one
you.
day, you lose everything.
Wow.
Yeah.
You didn't
Yeah,
know
I'm
that?
so glad I'm on Xbox, yo. Oh my goodness.
That's what I'm saying. Like, I mean, now it can
You have to transfer it to your hard drive.
Yeah, you got to transfer it to your hard drive.
Yeah, but I've heard about
that's why
people doing that.
You got to transfer it to a USB, and then because most likely you lose it, because they probably might give you a grace. Like, let's just say that, because I don't know how long these was out.
I'm gonna tell you from example. I'll tell you from personal
Okay.
experience. I had a
Okay.
PlayStation
Okay.
4 and I had Uncharted, and I was like, I'm gonna go back and I'm gonna try. I wanted 100% it because I kind of ran through the game, whatever. But I let my PlayStation Plus account lapse for like 30 days, and I went back and I didn't know this because I hadn't had a PlayStation. I didn't know that everything was saved behind the fucking cloud,
Right.
behind that firewall, the cloud, that paywall in the cloud. I did not know that. So when I got my pay for another month, that shit was gone. I would have to play the game all over again.
Oh, yeah, you talked about
So
that
you
on the
basically
show
just paying
before.
for back compat and 2 hours. Like, you know what I'm saying? RG Viper just that's basically it. So for the $120, you're just paying for back compat and it is not even real true back compat. Yeah, like you get from the competition. You're getting just whatever that they give you, and then it's streaming at that. So it's kind of like the beginning of when PS Now first dropped, and when you go getting your games, it's according to your internet.
At least Microsoft with the 360, they give you a chance to transfer your game over to the cloud, your saves. So you got all your saves with you. You didn't have to worry about losing them anymore. And you mean to tell us that people with PS3s couldn't do it cloud save over? So when you did this, they don't have to start all over again, but they got to start all over again?
I thought maybe that you could have didn't the PlayStation 3 have memory cards too?
Yeah,
they did.
Yeah, because I thought I had one.
They have no way to transfer it over.
Well, it's the cell processor. That's the problem.
I think it's absolutely insane when it comes to the cloud saves that they're not archived in some way, or some bookmark is kind of like saved on your system in case you go back and you re-up that now your saves are back again. That is insane. That is not a part of that whole thing. If you're gonna make people pay for a service to get cloud saves, then
cloud saves should be free. I mean,
well,
when I play a game on the console, right, and then I go right to my PC, it automatically throws my save right to the PC. I play where I left off.
Yep.
Right. I mean, that's the power of I guess owning servers out there that so. And what's crazy is that Sony is investing into Microsoft servers. So
they're not even using them. They're not using them.
Well, I'm sure that they're using them for something, but maybe to stabilize PSN.
But you would think that, and maybe that's why they're charging gamers, because they probably have to pay
paying for the
Microsoft.
service, yeah.
So yeah, that's crazy as hell, bro. That's crazy as hell. So what? So
More
you know
money,
what?
more money, more money.
More money, more money, more money.
And you're giving it right back to Microsoft with Call of Duty. Oh, sorry, I didn't mean to say that.
Wow.
Oh.
Wow.
Well, not for what, 2 years, I believe. Well, for another for this Call of Duty and for the next
Right,
one.
we'll probably still have to pay for the one coming out, right?
For this one, yeah. Oh yeah, definitely. Yeah, we definitely got to pay for that one. But then the next one though, I think maybe they can go ahead and slide
After the deal is done.
Yeah, well, the deal's gonna get done this year. So I don't know. Is that a good segue, Bot?
Well, guys, you guys want to tackle that real quick, and then we'll sign off because
Are you done? You ready to go to bed? You gotta get your graham cracker and milk or your hot dog juice?
Nah, it's
What you
anime
gonna-
time
Ew.
coming. His anime
Yeah.
time is coming.
No.
Oh, okay.
My son's working. I watch anime when he's here. We've been watching Tokyo Ghoul. I gotta say
Tokyo
it's not
Ghoul.
it's not my favorite.
What a name.
It's not my favorite. I got my top two animes are
Hellboy.
Black Clover
Oh.
and Bleach. Bleach was so freaking good. I
I keep
cannot wait.
hearing him. Is that on Crunchyroll or something?
Yes,
I
dude.
might check it out.
Dude, you got to check out Bleach. You have to check out Bleach. That is an amazing.
Is it dubbed? Is it dubbed in English or?
They have dubbed. I watch
Okay.
sub. I do a subtitle though.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I read my shows, but it's I like it because that's like the voices. That was what they intended. I feel like the English dubs, like you lose something in the translation. They kind of sound stupid sometimes, but that's just me personally.
Well,
But
yeah, this topic. I like this cloud topic. That's actually kind of deep.
yo,
for
that
them.
was crazy. I did not know that. I did not know that about the cloud saves. And dude, I feel so sorry.
That's fucked up.
I feel so bad for PlayStation guys, man. And I swear they champion all this too, man. It's like, yeah, it's not a big deal. Like that's a big deal to me, man. Like I wouldn't
So
even
wait a minute. So
I
if
wouldn't
you
even
lose,
use cloud saves then because I would be too afraid that if I didn't pay for a month or if I was like maybe a few days late in the payment, all my shit would be gone. All my saves
Fred,
would be gone.
question on that, right? So I know you could do screenshots on Sony too. I know you can do like video clips on Sony too. Did you lose some of that when your subscription lapsed too?
My game clips, no, I think I had those set to save up on the hard drive, on the internal hard drive.
Oh, so they
But
don't let you put that to the cloud then.
I don't know. I didn't really fuck with it like that. I was just more concerned about my gameplay. You know what I'm saying? So
But I understand that. I understand that.
I think with my gameplay, because I was recording it and using it for the show, I think I had it going to an external.
Oh, okay.
And that's why I was able to save that. But like, as far as the game itself, like the saves are fucking completely gone.
So do they have anybody in there know? Do they have game saves to the cloud for Sony?
Are you asking the chat?
I'm asking the chat. Yeah, I'm asking the
so
chat.
there's gonna be delay, so you're gonna have to wait on your
I
answers
know.
on that.
I know. But that would be messed up if that's tied to a cloud account, and then you lose all your beautiful game saves clips that you've had. That would really suck.
Yo, Megan, what's going on? Yo, Sir X Man's talking about the gameplay. I'm talking about the game progress. I think that's worse than losing.
Well,
your
it is, but
screenshots,
to a lot of people that like to do clips and like upload them places, that would suck if it was gone. I'm done.
I mean,
I'm just
that
curious.
would suck. But say you're like 40 hours into Red Dead Redemption 2.
Oh yeah, that
and
would
then that
suck.
shit runs out. Like, dude, come on, man. Like that'd be horrible.
Like you
Absolutely
say,
horrible.
damn, I forgot it was this time of the month to pay it. Damn.
But guys, just real quick, and then we'll get out of here because the shareholders at Activision Blizzard did their voting today in terms of the Microsoft acquisition of said company. And the funny thing was, before when it announced that they were doing that today, social media was going kind of crazy, and people were like, "Oh, it's gonna fail! It's gonna fail! They ain't gonna vote for that! It's gonna fail!" Come to find out, 98% of the shares, when it comes down to it, people who own the shares up to 98% voted uh, on whether or not they should move ahead with this, with Microsoft acquiring them, and it passed, guys. It passed, and
Oh yeah, 98%.
I think we all kind of figured it would on this, but so it's getting closer and closer that Activision and Blizzard will be a part of Xbox, be a part of Microsoft. I'm gonna go to Pred on this one first because when it comes to the whole business thing, I definitely have a tendency to go to Pred on this first. Pred, so the voting's done. They voted yes. Let's move forward. Is this the biggest hurdle? And do you think that is it a lot more clear now that this is gonna happen, or is it foggy like some people out there reporting it are saying? Like it's still not a guarantee here.
Eh, there was no way it was not going to pass through Activision's board because I mean they had already talked and agreed on it, and did a handshake deal on it months ago. So that was easy. That was like they said it was like 99% or something like this. Like that one asshole decided to not vote, So like,
No, I don't
um,
want it.
yeah, it's probably the owner, like the guy Coptic dude, whatever his name is. But I mean, like that part that was going to happen. That was the easy one. It still has to go through. I think the
The
I
regulatory
want to say FCC. Yeah,
FTC.
it still has to go through that process. But like, um, and I think it's almost like people keep trying to spread that rumor that it's not going to go through because they don't want it to. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I don't understand. Like, I don't remember having these conversations when Sony was picking up companies. You know what I'm saying? Like, I don't remember these conversations happening. So, like, I mean, we had this talk like 2 or 3 weeks ago about this shit. Like, it's gonna go through. There really has to be a legit reason to get it blocked, and I don't see one. I just don't see it. I just don't see it happening. It's just not a
Like
monopoly.
some of the things that
You know?
get it blocked would be kind of like the monopoly situation, right?
Yeah, and it's not. It's not a
It's nowhere
monopoly.
near that.
So not even close. So I know they had this push with the administration, saying like, oh, we're gonna stop these big companies from buying everything up. But like, it, it it's we live in America, bro. Like this is a capitalistic country. Like you buy shit when you have money to spend it. So like, I I, I just don't see any road that leads to the regulatory commission saying no. I just don't see one. Like they have to have a serious, legit reason to say no, and I just cannot find one. So like I think these rumors you're hearing and everything, everybody talking are just motherfuckers who are just trying to stir the pot. But at the end of the day, it's going to go through because like if that was the case, then why are there rumors about Microsoft buying Ubisoft? Like you would think that they know not to even fuck with Ubisoft if they can't even get the Activision deal to go through. You're basically telling Microsoft they can never buy another gaming company again because they can't buy this one, which isn't that's not fair. Everybody else can buy companies, but we can't. So see how that makes sense. Like it's like it doesn't sit well with anybody because there's no specific reason for them to not let this go through. There just isn't one at all. Like no one can come up with the reason other than they just don't want Microsoft to have it. So
Yeah, yeah. It's what I see, especially the people that are saying like it'll fail and stuff like that. When you look at of course on social media you kind of look at their bio and stuff. I
mhm.
love doing that, especially when there's somebody I haven't seen before, and it just seems like they're just so filled with hate. I go and check out their Twitter bio and they're like, yo, PlayStation gamer for life, and I'm like, oh, okay, now I know. Now I know. You start checking out some of their tweets and like, fuck Xbox, and I'm like, oh shit, okay, now we really know what's going on. But
And so, and here's another thing too about the Schreier comment, right? Jason Schreier, whatever the fuck his last name is.
Oh, Schreier.
Where does he work?
Schreier.
Where does he work?
Kotaku.
Bloomberg.
Well, no,
No,
Bloomberg.
Bloomberg.
Yeah, he don't work
Bloomberg
it. He don't work there no more. Yeah.
So what article did he link? Bloomberg. So it's like he basically is hyping it up for the company, and it got a lot of clicks.
So
I mean, like,
he's being
But he had
a
to.
hype man
But
for
but
the company.
but he had to change it though too.
yeah,
Because remember, yeah, he had to
because as soon as he
rewrite
wrote
that.
it, it changed.
Yeah,
So he wrote it.
because Bloom, somebody was at, you better change this shit right now. Did you just see what Microsoft posted?
And he caused Activision stock to drop too because of that.
Well,
Yep.
Pred, you had kind of like a reasoning why the stock was the way it was, didn't you? In the DM, did you
Okay,
want to share
here's
that?
this. All right, I'll say when Activision, when the rumors, not rumor, when the purchase happened, go back to that date because I was looking at it today. I can't remember what the exact date was that Microsoft announced they were acquiring them. Their stock shot up from like, I want to say it's like $50 a share to like where it is now, and it stayed that way until today's news came out and the stock dropped. So like, for me, if I know that I'm about to get acquired, I'm going to make sure that stock tanks first because I want to buy up as much as I can at the lowest point possible. So like, you want to buy low, because once the handshake deal gets done, that stock's going to shoot right back up again. So you can buy it for like, even if it's like $10 less a share, you're still saving yourself money. Why buy it at $76 a share when you can buy it at fucking 62? And buy as much as you possibly can, because what's going to happen is as soon as Microsoft goes through their fucking commission bullshit and and they acquire them legit, that stock's going to go up to like $85 a share easily, and you just bought it at 68. So yeah, that's why the fucking shit happened. Like you leak shit like this sometimes because you want the stock to tank.
That's what happened with the Bethesda purchase. The stock of Bethesda dropped, and the minute the acquisition went through, it shot through the roof, and Microsoft made $10 billion back. They made their money back right then and there.
They're not publicly traded, bro.
Who isn't?
Bethesda.
Bethesda's ZeniMax is not publicly traded. That's why it was done so quickly.
Yeah, but Microsoft stock jumped the minute it went.
Well, no, okay, all right. Now you've clarified. I apologize.
You know what
how
I
come
meant, though, buddy.
it
But
sounded
thank you for helping me
like
clarify
Crispy was
that.
rubbing his eyes on that. He's like, they're not.
He's like, yeah,
traded,
not stock traded. No.
What? Is your internet messing up again?
Subscribe to its OnlyFans.
That's how Crispy sounded. He's like, yeah, this is
well,
but nah, I saw that drop, and all of a sudden the board saw the drop, and they knew they were about to get big profits. When everything goes through, it dropped by 21 points today, because it was at 95. So then all of a sudden, 98% of the people agreed for it, and they all shook hands, and everything went through today. So they knew as soon as it goes through, they're gonna probably go to like $100 a share or more. They're about to get big ups on their shares the minute it goes through. It dropped, and and a lot of people are gonna buy it low, and then they're gonna buy it high. That's the trick of the stock market, man. So it's not really insider trade, right? It's not really insider trading. It's just one person messed it all up where it dropped it down on purpose. I think he was meant to drop that down on purpose. Somebody paid him to do that, and then he retracted it real quick so they don't get caught. They do stuff like that, man.
All right, yeah, I'm just checking out the chat. Yo, Fahim, I don't know what you're talking about. Like, Microsoft, we are in trouble, buy us. How come they didn't go to Sony and say, hey, Sony, we're in trouble, buy us? Weird, isn't it?
Sony, we'll buy your PlayStation for like $200 billion.
Sony, you preserve the integrity of the gaming industry. Please buy us. Yo, Crispy, what do you think about what went on today? Of course, shareholders voted yes. We are going through with this, man. Do you see any bumps in the road leading into the future, or do you think this is pretty much a done deal?
Well, You gotta look at it this way. Publicly traded company, okay? They're shareholders, the people that have shares in the company, the people that technically own the company.
Mm-hmm.
Voted 98% of them. So, I mean, you could look at the 2% and be like, oh, okay, you have like 1 million shares. Well, guess what? The other 98 have 1 billion shares. All right. So let's be honest here. They're a high valued company compared to many. So this is a big deal. People are going to tell me it's not. That's fine. Believe what you want. And unfortunately, like Jason Schreier, like, do you believe you're in Kotaku again, or what's going on
He's
here,
having
bro?
flashbacks, man.
Because you are saying things recently, by the way, that Wall Street is going to not accept this. Well, guess what? Wall Street already has, buddy.
Wall Street
Did
loves
you
it.
have you gotten your head out of your ass yet? Do you realize that
He's still in
you
the
know
bushes.
publicly traded company, the shareholders, 98% of them, okay, and they could be, you could really say 3 companies because there's a lot of people invested in Activision right now, okay, and there's a lot of huge companies that have a ton of shares,
Viper
but
in the chat is a shareholder.
98% of those companies, regardless of what they are, okay, could have a huge amount or a small amount, have invested and said, yes, we want to do this. And not only that, but the stock price drops $20, something like that. Like, dude, they got their money. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm sure there's a little like adjustment, but they're still going to make money off of it.
Mm-hmm.
There's no reason for them not to do it. And this is where I go and say this is why it's taking so long, because of things like this. But I'll tell you right now, MGM is a publicly traded company. Anybody hear any problems with MGM getting bought by Amazon? Anybody?
Nope.
Yeah.
Not a damn thing. We weren't interested in it because it wasn't gaming related, technically.
Yeah, I was gonna say I didn't even know they got bought.
You
by
know what I'm saying?
Amazon. Yeah, my
So
bad.
you go and look at that, and Amazon basically said to the FTC, "Go fuck yourself. Let's go. I'm gonna sue you. Fuck the bullshit." And they said, "Oh, we sorry. Come on. What's with that? It's a government agency." They basically told the whole justice system to go fuck themselves. Okay, so Microsoft can't do it. No, Microsoft's gonna play nice, okay? Because you know what? They're gonna say, well, another gaming company comes in here, we can sue them because I went through this. Why not? Let's be logical here. We're talking about a publicly traded company. We're talking like at one point hundreds of dollars a share for Activision. Okay, when Call of Duty was the greatest shit in the world, guess what? That's what it was. So now we're looking at it and you're like, oh, how dare they? How dare they think that they're already done already? They're already done, dude. You can't tell 98% of the shareholders to go fuck themselves. It's not going to happen. Even the government's not going to do that. So I don't want to hear the bullshit. I mean, Jason Schreier, man, dude, like go back to Kotaku, enjoy the gaming part of it, but you are not on the same. I trade a lot, okay? Dude, I wish I bought in a certain period of time. That's all I got to say. And right now, it's going to be sold, and then you're going to get your whatever the actual number is for the shares, but it's going to be far more than what you get right now, and that's the reason why they did it. And it makes total sense. I mean, if you want to make money off of trading and trading shares and this and that, if you bought in like 2 years ago, you are golden. You are making like couple grand easy.
Well,
So
Microsoft's offer is 25% above what the shares are right now. And actually,
but supposedly is adjustable for them, but they still, even at what it is right now, you are going to make money, and that was the whole point.
Yes.
And it's kind of like GameStop. Like, has GameStop share really like dropped off too much since Microsoft got involved? Everybody remember that? Everybody
They
remember
were
when,
like at what, fucking
they basically
$30 a share at one point in time? I don't know what
yeah,
they are
and
now.
now they're hundreds. Like, and they continue to be over
we
100
were talking about them
generally.
being like in the fucking tank and no one touching them.
Yeah, and I was with it, and I wish I bought it. You know what I'm saying? So it's one of those things where I'm like, man, like you have no clue, and that's where I go and say, like, for a journalistic human being that he claims to be in Jason, I'm sorry, dude. Like, I think you're out of your realm. Like, you need to go back to gaming.
yeah,
Enjoy
yeah.
Kotaku.
What
You know what I
bothers
mean?
me real quick on all this, why are people getting mad about an American company buying an American company, but they don't get mad about a Japanese or a Chinese company buying an American company?
I would say
Why
more
is
on the
that?
Chinese side when it comes to Tencent. Like, I can
Yeah,
see what you're
but
saying.
no one gets mad when no one says anything when they buy an American company. Seriously.
I think
But when
it's
an
That's
American
all
buys
just
an American,
tribalistic mentality.
yeah, I
That's
think
all
it's
it
just,
is.
it's kind of like the community we're in when it comes down to it. There's a lot of fanboys, fanboyism going on, and they're not gonna like it if Microsoft is doing something that that PlayStation can't do. You know what I'm saying? So
well,
that they're gonna
they
hate
should
on that.
get better on their side to make more money. The right way. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, well, I got you,
That's another story for another day, right?
man. Yo, Mega again.
He
Oh, where'd Mega go?
he gone. He probably playing basketball.
Mega,
He
Mega
probably didn't
gone.
even know he left.
Mega gone. Yo,
Gone,
APB,
bro.
APB
I
for
heard it
Big
when he
Mega.
bounced out.
Oh, damn, I didn't.
No, he said, "Fuck this shit, I'm out, bro." Like,
Fuck
that's
this
what he
shit.
did.
Yo, for real. For real, for real. Sir X Man, you got anything to say on this before we close it out, man?
No, that was it. I'm just tired of Americans beating on Americans when it comes to game and other things in general. But no one gets mad when it's a foreign company buying stuff that America has. You know what I'm saying? Get over it. Support your country, man. Dang, Microsoft's trying to help another company do better.
Yo,
You know what I'm saying?
yeah,
And they think American.
yo, our brother RG Viper X has stock in AMD, Amazon, Microsoft, Nvidia, Activision Blizzard, and Tesla.
Oh, he a rich bitch. I know.
Oh man,
Damn.
that is some good stocks.
Damn,
I know.
he's got what they call a portfolio. Yeah. He's got a
I know.
portfolio.
I know.
Holy crap. But guys, yeah, that's pretty much it for now. This has been the Bloomberg podcast. No, not really. No.
Oh my God.
It's been the next podcast. Yo, shout out to the chat. Thank you guys so much for hanging out with us tonight. Thank you again for all the super chats. Thank you for getting into the discussions.
Thanks, Chipmunk. He
Uh,
agreed with me.
Oh, yo, Chipmunk.
I know, right? Love Chipmunk.
But it has been an absolute blast. Not only just doing the show, doing the topics, but seeing you guys respond, seeing what you guys think as well. It is one of my highlights for Thursdays. And yeah, that is right, guys. We are here every Thursday, 8 p.m. ish. Especially when I'm working. It's definitely
8:15 prime time.
definitely heavy on the ish when I am working.
He's back.
But
Yeah, I had to talk to my wife, and so I just hopped out. I'm sorry.
Wow. Yeah, we're ending the show.
He's got to get his plugs.
You're ready for the outros, man. Like a 40
cool,
like a 40-year-old with a comb over. It is time to get those
That's
plugs
fine.
in. So
This is what GRG is for. I love it.
Oh God, that show lasts forever.
Yeah, when you come in.
Oh no, I'll be there on time now. Remember, I told you I got my new schedule.
Yeah, if
No,
you shut the hell up and don't ramble, then we're gonna be all right.
About a bunch of nothing. There you go
Oh,
with that again.
damn.
Yo, how come everybody in the chat is saying facts right now? It's weird. No, I'm just
Yes.
No, they not.
Oh shit.
But let's start with the man who disappeared and then reappeared, the Magic Man.
Mhm.
K Mega, what do you got going on, bro? Big
People
weekend.
didn't know a man my side could move that quick, boy. Woo. Anyway, so had fun. Check out the GRG podcast tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Central Time, the Lord's Time, 9 p.m. Eastern, 6 p.m. Pacific, the other people's time over there, and 2 a.m. GMT time, and then like 11 a.m. Australian time. So yeah, come and check us out. So and then I got a topic. I got a topic that we're gonna talk about on the new podcast. Now, like I said, the new podcast, it's not gonna be. I don't have like I got a template and everything set up for when we do the show. But I mean, I haven't got headers and all that shit yet. Because I want to make sure that we're gonna be consistent with the show, or people might hate me or we hate each other by the end of the show. Because this first topic that we're going to be talking about, which is, we don't be talking. This isn't about games. This new podcast is called it's called RRP podcast. It's random. We're just talking. Everybody who's on the panel can talk about whatever that they want to. And it doesn't matter what it is. It could be about movies, sports, religion, sex, politics, whatever. It doesn't matter. But my topic, I'm gonna let y'all know what this topic is something that is causing a shitstorm right now. And that is this woman. She was lifting weights, and she was lifting weights. A guy comes up to her and puts a mat next to her while she's concentrating, getting ready, doing squats with weights. And so it caused a big situation. Dude was trying to be courteous. Yeah, he invaded her space. He should have asked first. Bro. Yeah. He was probably trying to mac. You know what I'm saying?
Video.
Yeah, but you know what I'm saying? But the extra that she said, and she didn't have to record it like that, to try to make the dude look bad, because he was very respectful. He just invaded her. He was, if his crime is being nosy, cool, but for everything else, and then people say, and then hearing names from ladies to saying manscaped, yeah, this is something that's definitely going to be talked about. That's going to be my topic, because I got to get this shit figured out. I'm too old to understand what all these terminologies are, so I need to know what's happening. So
I'll explain it to you. I know all. I've been researching that shit. So
okay, all right. So yeah, that's definitely, so check that out. That will be Sunday evening time that we'll be popping up. So come and check that out. Fight Night Sunday will come around like we normally do, around 10 p.m. And so man, if y'all missed it, man, it was an epic fight night, man. We had y'all was playing Tekken, and then we played Killer Instinct, and I seen probably the longest combo finisher ever, and probably played against one of the best KI players I've ever played against. Me and Yobi was getting down. Yobi beat him twice. I didn't. I had a pretty bad night, but because they were whooping my ass so bad, I started getting some wins and started getting warmed up, and I almost beat him 3 times, but I didn't get the win. But that dude did some serious shit.
Twitter, I want to see that.
It was 124 Ultra. That shit was nuts. You got Yobi with that. I posted it. Yeah, I posted it. But anyway, so yeah, come and check us out doing that. Devin the Gamer will be next week. And let's see. I plan on doing some extra streaming. So come and check that out, man.
Nice.
I'm out. I'm sorry. Yeah.
Nice, brother. Let's see. Yo, Crispy, what do you got on your schedule, man? What do you got to share with everybody tonight?
Oh man, how could I top that?
You can't.
He said you can't.
Okay.
He's like, I'll try.
At Chris Baum on Twitter, Chris Baum 28 Xbox Live. You can find me on Primetime Gaming Monday, 7 p.m. We got Retro Renegade, 7 p.m.
Hold on.
Tuesday.
Prime time. Didn't they change the time to Wednesday?
Not yet.
Oh, but it's coming though.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah. Got to be back to back for me, bot. Okay.
Hey. I was
here.
I was here on Thursday first. Okay, it's not my fault.
Well, you're not Thursday. It's Wednesday.
Yeah, but it's not my fault. You're back to back. I was here on Thursday first. Is what I'm saying.
No, you weren't.
We're on Saturdays for a while.
I meant first before your other show moved to
No.
Wednesday.
No. I would have been on the show since you were on Saturdays.
But I'm saying first before your other show moved to Wednesday.
It wasn't first before. For me,
can we get
for me,
along?
you're
It's the
talking.
old
You're
man
talking
in
to
the
me, bot. You're not talking to anybody
you
else.
don't understand what I'm saying.
Okay,
bro.
if Friday was before Saturday, correct?
Yes.
Okay, and that's what happened for a long time. We did Saturday 7 p.m. Did we not?
Yes.
So all right. I'm just clarifying, but yeah, and of course, you can find me back here on the next podcast, 8 p.m., 8:15 ish, prime time, baby.
Time. Awesome. Yo, Pred, you gonna endorse your OnlyFans? What's going on, bro?
No, I'll let Dark do it for me.
He's out there right now
Predator.
doing it, man.
Predator_2S on Twitter, Xbox Live, Steam, I think. And so I'll see y'all next week. Short and sweet.
Nice. And we got the man who has been around from the beginning of the video game industry. Yo, he was a beta tester for Pong itself, of course.
I got a Pong.
It is Sir X-Man. Sir X-Man, you are a streamer. Not only that, I believe you are a part of a podcast as well. Why don't you let people know where they can get more Sir X-Man?
The Big and Mighty GRG podcast. That's where you can find me, baby.
Oh shit!
Did you just like bump a line of cocaine? Because you just got really energetic.
And
really
I'm
fast.
auditioning for the next podcast right now. So everybody, if you can,
You
if you want me,
failed.
put your vote in.
He said you failed.
No, I'm just happy to hanging out with my friends today. That's all. Usually, sometimes when I find time, you can catch me streaming at Sir X-Man1 on Twitch. My Twitter name is the same name that you see here. My Xbox name is the same name you see right here. But I'm glad you guys enjoyed the show. I thank you, fans, for having me. Thank you for him. And
Oh my God.
just having fun with everybody here, man. You guys are wonderful. Thank you for having me.
Nice. And guys, when you check out his streams, if he says anything about moonshine, you tell him no. You tell him no.
No, I want
never.
you to play me in Rock Band on one of my streams. That's what I want.
I gotta get my callus up on my thumb, but once I do that, okay. Is there a
That'll work.
challenge mode we can go against each other for like?
No, that was only in Guitar Hero. It was never in a Rock
I
Band.
love Guitar Hero.
Oh yeah, it was in Guitar Hero 2.
There's no auditions going on, Viper. Trust me. Okay.
Viper getting mad. Yeah, what about me?
Guys, on that note, I need to get something to eat. I do have the weekend off, so you will find me on Xbox. Go ahead and add me on Xbox Live. It is Xbot448. Add me on Twitter as well if you haven't yet. It is also Xbot448. Can you guys see a theme? If there's any place that you are and you want to see if I'm around there, just type in Xbot448. As it was told in the super chat, thank you, Viper. I am the best bot. Thank you guys.
Golf Saturday.
Thank you guys so much for hanging out. And we will see you next Saturday on the next podcast. Have a great night, everybody.
Saturday.
Oh shit!
Oh,
Oh my gosh!
Thursday, people.
I got his head.
Oh
I
my
got
God.
his head.
That he-
Yes, I did.
the voice of Master Chief, Spartan 117, and you're tuned in to Next Podcast. Now, wake me when you need me.